Chris, Dan, and Joey show. I just cracked open some mezcal. Right, it's tequila. It's a variation of tequila, but it's a little more smoky. Um,
Ooh.
I got it in Sedona this weekend, and yeah, we got a new cat too running around here, Canelo. So things have been pretty good
Your
in the
dogs
Sfera
and
household.
cats. Let's go.
Let's get it, man. But we're not here to talk about all that. Like, fuck all that. We're here. We're here with Chris, who looks perplexed as fuck, and then Joey. Chris is
I'll don't
probably like
comment.
replying to emails.
I am. I'm replying to a budget question.
See, he's like when Chris on a podcast, he's like multitasking. He's actually making money. He can't slow down. He can't slow down for pod. He's got to like make money.
All right. To be fair, because Dan's way over exaggerating, I just for the last 3 hours
Salute.
haven't attended to my email at all. So I'm just trying to get caught up.
He met a one of our friends, Andrew Young,
Yeah, had lunch with him.
who told us that our business partner should bow down and kiss our feet. He literally said this.
That's not literally what he said, but it's pretty close.
What did he say?
He said they should be on their knees thankful.
On their knees.
Nice.
I mean, okay, that's even better than what I described. But shit, I stand corrected. So, Joey, we're getting close to this Dallas area, greater DFW investment. There's apparently a city called the Colony in Texas, which is popping. At first, I thought it was a cult, and I thought it was a shopping mall.
Right.
When Shelby, our realtor, was telling us the Colony, I was like, okay, but what's the city exactly? Like, I thought she was talking about a region of like Plano. And she's like, no, that's the city is the Colony. I was like, whoa.
I think
it's very similar to Plano, and it's very close to Plano as well.
It's up and coming.
It's close to Plano?
Yeah.
That's good.
It's a type of place that only the locals know yet.
Oh, there it is. Oh, it's close to the lake. Okay. Got it. So it's on that side.
Apparently, the soil is made out of clay in those parts, and a lot of foundation issues.
Oh, so Plano has that too. Yeah. Plano does have that.
Well, that's why we brought in our resident realtor expert and unofficial third co-host, Joey. It should be the Chris, Dan, and Joey show.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Chris is going to show you some stuff, some properties, and
emails from our realtor. But that's what you wanted to go over.
Yeah, dude. I didn't know what you're going to show Joey, but show him. It's great, Chris. And
it's great.
Please feel free to chime in.
But it's great.
What are you drinking? Also, it's very important.
Who? Me?
Well, both of you. Yeah, whoever wants to answer.
Yeah, I'm gonna have one of these.
What is this shit? Kombucha.
Long Island iced tea in a can.
Wow, very classy.
Well, I have. Very classy. Dude, that's not very Republican, I have to say.
Speaking of which, we'll save the preview. I don't know
Chris,
if you can stay this long.
You went from here to here.
well, wait till you see where I go. I might vote for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. I might actually vote Democrat.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so wait, Robert Kennedy, he's running as a Democrat?
He's a classic liberal. And these days, he might
so
as well be alt-right.
Yeah, no.
He might as well, but he's technically a Democrat, and I might vote for him. I love the guy. The 3-hour Joe Rogan podcast is a must-watch.
There's two.
I'll watch that.
As far as I know, Joey, there's two active Kennedy politicians. One's a Republican, one's a Democrat.
Got it. Okay.
RFK Jr., despite being in research, and he would probably make the industry better for us, actually.
I don't know. I was listening to him yesterday, I think. He sounded quite a bit like Joe Rogan.
No, but you know what he said?
Not Joe Rogan. What's Joe Rogan's friend, the conspiracy theorist?
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones. He sounded a lot like Alex Jones.
Okay, so those gay frogs in the water. Okay, it's fact.
Hey, they need love too.
It's fact.
I'm just saying.
the estrogenation in our water, it's actually like PhDs are writing about it. It's not just Alex Jones. So Alex Jones is right.
My point was he sounded a lot like Alex Jones. Because Alex Jones made the same claims 10 years ago.
Maybe that's what we need. Do you know what? The one thing I heard RFK say, all his anti-pharma backlash, and he said he's going to restructure the NIH to make them do studies that actually matter. Like nutritional studies. He said all this money we're pouring into the NIH and we're not studying nutrition, what foods are going to prevent illnesses, what supplements. We might get like supplement clinical trials.
So
sponsored by the government.
It's funny that you guys bring that up because Dan, first name is Eric. I won't go his full personal information, but
Lambert.
I was just there. It is. But we were just talking about that, and he actually brought up, Mr. Kennedy, and we were just talking about this today about the Joe Rogan podcast, and he was just kind of going through the big pharma and just how how everything was set up with people not being able to sue big pharma, all the things. So he also recommended to watch that Joe Rogan podcast. So I will, because
Chris,
it's good to see.
I highly recommend 3 hours of like. You want to see Chris? You might vote Democrat too after you see this.
There would be no way.
No, you're too party loyal.
It has nothing to do with party, Dan. Zero. So when you vote,
here we go.
When you wanted
what's his views on abortion?
When you vote Democrat, in my opinion, you're voting evil, because it's the party of death. Okay, it's the party of I can't tell you what gender you are.
Yeah,
it's the party of
confusing little kids.
Let's put porn in schools for children. It's just the party of evil. It's absolutely the party of evil.
So listen to that 3-hour pod and tell me.
It doesn't matter. If he's running as a Democrat, he's running in the party of evil.
I don't know if that's the new party that it represented by him.
But it's not.
Not yet. Not currently. No.
It's not.
I'd like to hear what he has to say about this whole gender.
I've listened to him before.
Gender kid stuff, because honestly, I feel like even Democrats with the whole kid stuff. Honestly, I feel like at least most Democrats that I have a lot of Democratic friends, like they agree, don't F up our kids at a young age. And this whole like in California where you don't have to tell the parents at a young age if you think you're, third and fourth grade. This is getting way out of hand. And I don't think just Republicans are seeing
Joey, sorry, I got to interject real quick right there.
You're getting Chris like angry.
No, I'm just making sure.
I can feel the heat.
So there's a bill on Governor Newsom's desk right now. It's passed the Senate and Congress of California that if you do not provide gender-affirming care to your trans child, they will take your child from you.
Terrible.
With the state.
Terrible. But what's that got to do with RFK Jr.?
He's a Democrat. These are all Democrats.
But not all Democrats. RFK is not like that. I
hear what he has to say about that.
It's not all Democrats. It's not all Democrats.
The party control.
Did Joe not bring that up? I'm surprised Joe wouldn't bring that up on the podcast.
They were talking too much pharma.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, the party controls the politicians. Look at all the crap Trump.
He's not controlled. RFK is not controlled.
He's as controlled as Trump. He will have no power.
He is not indicative. He is not a representative of the Democratic Party. And if he wins, I'm glad because then there will be a new Democratic Party.
Guys, we should talk about this more. Number one. Number two,
Chris gets like he didn't even take a sip of that Long Island iced tea yet.
Dude, it's that kombucha. It's turning him into freaking Chris drives a Corvette, drinks kombucha.
No, Chris doesn't drink kombucha.
But what is this? Okay, the election's coming up. What is that going to do to this whole like economy and stuff?
Volatile.
Okay, more than it already is.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
My opinion.
Okay. Cool.
And Chris, I don't know what his opinion is.
Yeah, Chris, what do you think?
He thinks all Democrats are pedophiles.
Well,
yeah, at this point I do.
Come on, man.
I think if you vote Democrat, you're voting evil. Public school. I don't see how you could think of it any other way. You promote abortion. It's not safe and rare. It's promote.
I think the brand of Democrats in office currently, the leftist, yes. The new brand that's trying to get in, and that's Joey's friends, no. And they would be highly offended if you called them pedophiles.
I'd call them evil. Not them. I just say they're voting for evil.
So Chris has a point. So no, Chris has a point. I'm actually more aligned with Chris than I'm alluding to, but Chris has a point, because if you are, I think you are a pedophile. If you're teaching kids at a young age, it's okay to change your gender, and even it's okay to be gay. Like, what I'm confused on is, why is the public schools, or no, why is schools in general in the business of this whole sexual thing? Like, why are they right?
Even the military is in this business.
Yeah, actually, but military, you're 18 or older. Kids can't defend you. You're still forming your opinion. You're still actually forming what is right and wrong.
Yeah, I think they should all go back to first principles. Military defend, schools educate, and stay out of this shit. Yeah. But I don't think you should be dismissive of someone like RFK Jr. by calling him evil just because he's a Democrat.
I didn't say that. What I said. So I actually listen to RFK Jr. and I like a lot of what he says. No. I honestly do. But if he's going to run as a Democrat, he's running in a party of evil. And I honestly firmly believe this. And you cannot vote for a party of evil. You just cannot.
I see what you're saying. But doesn't it take an insider to change? But doesn't it take an insider to change that? It can't be an outsider.
So yeah, but he might as well go Republican. Actually, I mean, it's all strategy. Or independent. Yeah.
It's better. Imagine him versus DeSantis. Like, you can't lose. Okay, whoever wins, you're good. You're good.
Maybe it's to his benefit to run as Democrat, because if you think he has Trump and DeSantis
exactly, and the other guy, he's got Biden.
Right now, you just have stupid Sleepy Joe.
He's got a bumbling idiot.
It's all strategy.
Yeah.
Go through the history of Democrat, right? It's always been evil.
And our show's canceled. Thanks for the last episode.
Exactly. No, it was nice talking to you.
It was great talking to you.
No, but historically, how's it not been evil?
Why don't you just say you hate YouTube as well?
No, I'm being dead serious. They fought a civil war over it.
I don't think JFK was evil.
No, I'm just saying it's a perpetual thing, is what I'm saying. It's been.
But you're educated, Chris. There's a lot of Republicans that are. Anyone that's Democrat, they dismiss them. Like RFK, he's a pedophile, fucking trans activist. They don't even listen to what he's got to say. Just because he has that D in front of his name, I don't think that's okay.
Nice. No, and I agree. And honestly, both sides do that, right? No, both sides do it.
And you're twisting me as well. I'm not a Republican. I think they're almost as evil, just not quite there.
Could have fooled me.
No, they're Republican. Almost as evil. I think they're very much two sides of the same coin, Democrats and Republicans.
Why don't you just change your party to independent like me? Then you don't have to argue about this anymore.
I just think that Democrats, unfortunately, are more evil.
Yeah.
Independents, we're innocent as fuck. Yeah. Anyways, Chris.
Dude, when is an independent going to take office?
Never. Like, Ross Perot is close.
You got 20% of the vote.
I don't know.
I voted for him.
I did too. No, my parents did, but I did through them.
I could vote in. I voted independent. Ross
Perot. I'm all ears.
Yeah, he was definitely all ears.
So,
all right, you want to do this real estate?
Oh, yeah, do it. Yeah, do it.
Oh, market's gonna be volatile, choppy. Buy at your own risk. No need to rush.
As always.
I'm looking at Bitcoin still more, but
have you seen what Bitcoin's done since from BlackRock came out?
Yeah, from like 26 to 30.
25. It was in the 25 zone.
Yeah. I've been buying little by little, but like I'm buying like $200 here and there, and like just little by little. I'm not in a rush.
Yeah. Okay, so more volatile. Okay, so stock market, real estate, crypto, everything is going to be more volatile.
I think real estate's the safest one right now.
That I agree with, but my
hey, we agree on something. Fucking hey.
My gut tells me, this is just my gut. Okay, I have no rationale for this whatsoever. I think the Dow hits a new peak before the presidential election.
Really? Wow.
And then I think it tanks like 50%.
I see. Whoa. Oh, so two extremes. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think it hits probably 38, 39, 40, somewhere in that range. Like at 33 today, I think. And then it tanks.
I actually don't really care what it does. Like any of
No?
this stuff. I don't care. Like anything short term, I don't care. Like if I invested in
Right.
stocks, I'm not gonna touch it. Stock,
Right. Same.
crypto, real estate. As
Right.
long as it's cash flow and real estate, as long as the
Yeah.
crypto, I believe in it, and I have it in
Yeah.
my own wallet. And then stocks is like whatever, just retirement, and then the Robin Hood just to like fuck around. And me and Chris have some in our company account, so we're gonna liquidate it for real estate. So I don't really care what these things do short term,
Hmm.
but I
Yeah.
know a lot of people do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the great thing with that, and I think, both Chris and I will agree with you, is that you can sleep at night knowing that, hey, I'm in it for like the Berkshire Hathaway, method. It's
Mm.
okay. Yeah, there's going to be, peaks and valleys, but over 10, 20, 30 plus years, the stuff's going to go up, and that's why you want, safe, things that over hundreds of years have always gone up.
Yeah.
So,
But
got it.
Chris,
Okay.
Joey's got to go in a bit. You want to pull up your screen, and I'm just gonna take a 2-minute break to find my cat. Gonna go find my puss.
You're the cat guy now? Oh shit!
I don't know where the hell it is. Hold on.
No.
I can't lose this cat. Hold on.
Dude, I hope Dora comes on and just starts yelling at him that he lost the cat.
That would be funny.
That
A good show.
That would make it a good show.
All right, share screen, entire screen.
So what price range are we in, Chris? And
Good news,
that's
guys.
why Dan Sfera is going to have. Oh, go ahead, Dan.
Good news, guys. I found my pussy.
Very nice. I'm glad you lost it. At least you found it.
Right. Yeah,
I lost it for a second, but this is why I'm voting Democrat. See, Chris, you're right.
Oh
You're right,
man, this is too good.
So if you have a beard and a pussy, you're voting for the right party. That's all.
That's right. That's right. So, other than showing your inbox to the world, what are we looking at? Look at Chris's inbox. Unread, unread. Shelby.
Yeah, like I said, I've been 3 hours inactive on email.
Ooh, this dude's on another level.
I'm not showing mine.
So this is what Shelby has to say.
I'll show mine.
So do we first want to see the property?
I want to get Joey's opinion. He's a realtor. Joey, while Chris is finding this shit to get your advice, you've been selling luxury. How did you save that guy $100,000 or something? You saved somebody's
5,000.
Chris, you hear this? He saved Joey Finro. Saved somebody.
Did you not watch my video? Come on.
Chris is not on any of this stuff. He's a Republican. Oh no, my bad. He's not. He's
drinking kombucha. Come on.
Yeah, my bad. He's
not kombucha.
He's an independent. Chris is a moderate.
Chris, how much is this?
They're asking $350.
Okay.
Why does it keep going to that? What am I clicking on? Okay. So here's the house.
This is how scams start.
So it's $350.
Okay.
Shelby says, as is, it needs no upgrades. It needs no work.
Okay.
That it will command a minimum $2,400 or $2,500 a month in rent.
And this is the one in the colony, right?
Yeah, this
Show
is
me
the
like
one.
just a couple, just quickly. Okay. So it's definitely rentable so far. I just want to see the kitchen.
This is how a realtor looks at shit, guys. Listen to him.
Okay, so 350. Yeah, listen to him.
I just want to see the kitchen. That'll be my new thing. That'll be my new thing.
And it's how many bedrooms?
3.
Okay. Yeah.
Look at that bathroom.
That probably makes sense.
It's 3 bedrooms, 1,700 square feet, and the 2-car garage, and the schools are nice, right? In Texas, you're allowed to pick your school in your district, so they could go to any one of these 3 schools.
Up and coming area too, like before it gets hot. Like it's right
So
outside
the
of
first thing
Plano.
that here, and again, I just have a minute, but let's. How much are you guys putting down?
150 probably.
$150. So almost, was that 40%?
It's like 37, I think.
40. It's 43%.
Huh. Okay.
Did she say what taxes are?
No. One of her emails, I think, breaks down what our mortgage is going to be.
Let's just say the taxes are 2%.
Yeah, we haven't looked at that one yet. But I think, was this the lowest down payment we could put to be cash flow positive? Like at a comfortable level?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so
That's
you can put
why, that's why we did that.
So if you got a, let's just call it 7% rate. Okay, so 2% for property taxes, $1,800 for home insurance, putting $150 down on $350.
Remember, Joe, you got to double that. The taxes or the insurance.
So I added more because what did we pay for our single family?
It was like $3,600 we're paying in Plano.
Fuck that piece of.
Remember?
So
it's
let's say it's
ridiculous how much
25.
we got to pay for insurance.
Yeah, let's say it's 25 because it's smaller property. Let's give you the benefit. You could do 3. That's fine. But so that's $21.22 per month. Now, I would say that if I were to run numbers on this, I would add 2,500. Like another like $200 a month on bullshit. So 21. It would be less than that, but just for like vacancy, repair. So you got 23.22 with that. And you can get 25. So yeah, okay. I mean, I would try to hack a little bit at the price if you could.
We are.
Okay.
What I asked her, because they need a rent back.
Okay.
Is take that off the price, right? The rent back.
Okay.
Which is probably going to be around 10,000. They need it for like 4 months.
Is it brand new on the property? Does it have multiple offers?
No, it doesn't have multiple offers. We haven't made an offer yet either.
Oh, good. Okay.
So
they want a rent back. They want a 6-month rent back, and Chris had a really good idea to take that off the sales price. 6 months of rent, take it off the price.
Well, Shelby corrected me. It's 4 months, so it'll be 10 grand. 10 grand off the price, and
but then you won't have payment coming in for 4 months.
Yeah, that's okay.
So she lists it. And one of maybe the conditions is they allow renters 1 month before they leave. Like on the 3rd month, they allow potential renters to walk through. Like that's a part of the contract. Can they do that?
I think so, but wouldn't you rather have the income? Because now you're gonna.
That's a good point.
That's what I would do. Now, if I was buying this cash, then to 10 can out, but then to put 150 down, which is a lot of money.
Maybe that's Joey's ideas, but see, this is why we have the expert on, man.
Well, I'm not saying I'm an expert. I'm just saying that.
Oh, you are.
I might just think of it a different way. Because now you're going to have to think of it. You just put 150 down.
Sure, you got to pay the mortgage.
Now you have $2,100 over 4 or 5 months. What if there's a couple of repairs? Yeah. It's not that much money, Chris. It's really not that much money. What is that? 4 months? That's 84 or 10 grand. It's not that much money, but I always just like money coming in. So I might yeah. So it's up to you guys. What happens if they want longer than 4 months? So
sure.
I would be open to having them stay for 4 or 6 months, but just pay rent and heck, let's what's the address of that property? And then I gotta go.
It's 5565 Squires Drive, The Colony, Texas. Makes you think of Waco.
We're investing in a cult. We're getting a little
No,
share.
that's the first thing that I said. Okay, so guys, so thank you for sending that. I'm gonna just copy that. I would just, dude, offer. I mean, what do you think you should offer? I mean, what if just
Well,
$325? You guys pay $2,000 a month for 4 months.
Shelby says it comps for higher than what they're asking for it.
Oh, really? Okay. So definitely listen to what she's saying. Yeah.
And so
she's a good realtor, Joey. She's really good.
Yeah.
So I was just going to ask for the rent back reduction in price, plus they pay our closing costs.
I mean, it's up to you guys. Like, it's only 4 months. It's $2,200 per month. It's not the end of the world if you guys just got the credit off. But I would just personally prefer, if I was doing this with you guys, I would personally prefer for them to pay, maybe give them 1 month free or something like that, and then they pay.
That's my thoughts. So I was thinking in terms of reduce the price a little more, but say, hey, I know you only need it till this time, but in case you need a cushion, this would be inclusive of an additional month or two. I don't know.
There's a couple of things you can do, because you could also ask for like a deposit. Hey, I also want 5-8 grand deposit, so when you do move out, we'll give that back to you. But just in case that they stick around with not moving out in 4 months, again, I don't think that's going to be an issue.
Well, not only that, we
have to have regular money coming in. You know?
He has to cooperate when we show the house while he's living there to prospective tenants, so we don't have like 5 months empty or 6 months empty.
Yeah.
Right.
So maybe we should do a combo, like give him a discounted rent. Maybe we're only negative like 500 cash flow a month, and a discounted price if he allows it to be shown while he's still living there. Yeah, something like that.
So that's why I wanted to look at and haven't still had a chance. I wanted to read Shelby's emails to see what
should I invite Shelby to this StreamYard? She could react too.
Oh,
she's right, pretty cool. I'm joking with her. Joey, you're the best, man. Hey, anybody need a realtor? If you need a luxury, if you're looking for a luxury real estate, first thing you got to do is call Joey, of course.
There we go. He saw it.
I saw it.
He drank the kombucha.
Good job, Joey. Yeah, everybody go get a hold of Joey. He's an investor. He's
at Joey Finro.
Landlord. All the leftists can get mad at him. He's a landlord, and he's a good realtor. So get a hold of him.
But you help with like condos and things too, right? Purchase
absolutely
and
anything, man.
Yeah, not just
when we move back to San Diego. Guess who we're going with? Joey.
This guy.
Nah, Manny from a new. Later, Joey. Joey got pissed. Shout out to Manny if he's.
He did not get pissed.
Nah, he had to go. So now that Joey's gone, maybe we have like a little less chaos. RFK, you're done with that, or you want to keep?
Yeah, I don't dislike RFK. I kind of his voice is irritating, but that's not his fault.
It's not his fault. He said he has a vaccine injury from something.
Yeah, that's why he's so anti-vaccine.
Trying to toe the fine line of not getting this video delisted. Even the mezcal is like, hold up. You got any songs?
I don't. I played the one song last time.
I got a song.
Okay.
I got a few songs, but anything else current event related you want to discuss?
Current events.
We did real estate. We did a little stocks, a little crypto, a little politics. Nothing?
I think, I guess politics would be, current events would just be California gets more and more nuts each week, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, that's played
But
out.
everybody knows that, right?
Yeah, that's played out.
You saw Governor Newsom putting an amendment to the Constitution. He's getting rid of the Second Amendment.
Yeah, but Newsom bashing's played out too. Like, he's actually, if he ends up running against RFK, it's game over. I think. Like, I just hope Biden. I hope they like push him to run because he's gonna get destroyed.
Well, I don't think the establishment wants Biden or Trump. I think Biden. I think they're going to find a way to get Trump in jail. What's scaring the shit out of them is what they don't realize, or they just realized that Trump can still be their Republican candidate from jail.
Yeah.
So that's scaring them. And I think if he winds up in jail, I think Biden dies. I don't think the establishment will, personally, I don't think they want either of them.
Yeah.
I don't think BlackRock wants either Trump or Biden.
So let's transition. Do you know who won the NBA championship this year?
I have no idea.
The Denver Nuggets. Thank God.
Okay, why?
Nikola Jokic, my fellow Eastern European brother from another mother.
Okay.
He is
Does he know this?
No, he doesn't. He is the greatest. He's a center that can shoot threes, that can pass. He's a walking triple double. He's not athletic at all.
So
He's from Serbia, and he doesn't even care about basketball.
So hang on. Before this guy, because I'm assuming this means he's the greatest center ever, or will be after it's all done. Who's the best center at this point? Is it Chambers? Is it Shaq? Who is it?
I would say it's Shaq, but that's my generational bias because I grew up watching Shaq. Shaq was the most. There was never like a more dominant center than Shaq. I think ever.
Didn't Chambers score like 100 points?
Yeah, Wilt Chamberlain scored.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
But the game is so different now. It's all about finesse, and the Europeans are taking over the NBA, which I love. So, anyways, this is Jokic, who this is right after they won the title. Okay, he wants to go home to Serbia because he invests in horse race. He owns horses.
Okay.
And he needed to win this game to make it back to Serbia by Sunday to watch his horses. So he played like a beast in this game. And he acts like basketball is his side hustle. He doesn't care about it.
To get the game, win the game, and get the hell out of here.
Yeah. And he doesn't care about well, he probably does care about basketball, but he seems like he doesn't. And that's kind of like the joke. So this is like this is a quick short of him saying he needs to go home before the parade. So somebody told him during the post-game interview, like, "Congrats, you just won. Are you looking forward to the parade?" He's like, "What? Check this out."
Little parade coming up in Denver.
When is parade? When is parade?
Thursday.
No.
No.
You know that I told that I don't want to stay on parade, but I fucking want to stay on parade. This is the Yeah, this is amazing. This is we're all gonna remember this our whole lives, and when we see you guys that came out on the streets, and actually this one is for you. We love you, Denver. This one is for you. Thank you, guys.
So actually, I haven't seen that. That was the actual parade. But
how old of a guy is he? He looks like he's in his early
like
20s.
25.
Yeah.
The guy's a beast, man. But the post-game press conference was hilarious because they cut it off quick because then he actually did go to the parade. So he saved, the fans to like cheering. But yeah, he was like, "No, I can't do that. I have to go back to Serbia." And then they were like, "Well, maybe the owner will let you borrow the jet and come back." And he's like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, he owes me that at least." So they gave him, I think they gave him the jet so he could go make his horse race and then come back.
Wow, that's a lot of flying to see a horse race.
Yeah, but that's their first title ever. And it's because of him.
Well, so my wife Julie, she owns a racehorse.
I know.
And it doesn't race.
Who's honking?
Somebody outside. I don't know.
Oh.
So there'd be no way in hell we'd be getting on a plane 20 hours twice to see a horse race.
But a private jet,
Zero.
the owner's private
Don't
jet,
care.
you would do
That's
it.
still
You
20
don't
hours
notice.
of flying.
Yeah, but you don't notice it. You have beds in there and stuff. You don't notice it.
I don't know, dude. I hate flying.
You hate flying coach.
Sure.
I'll
This
tell
is
you what,
clever.
when I flew business class from San Francisco to LA, it's only like an hour. But I didn't want the flight to end because they kept bringing me drinks.
Ah,
So like when
the
they're
party
landing, I
was
was like,
on.
oh fuck. They were like, last call. Do you want anything else? I'm like,
Party
yeah,
was still going strong.
yeah, man, yeah.
Alright.
So I got a
Yeah,
song too. You got any thoughts though on the NBA? Like, will you ever come back to watching sports?
I'm about completely over sports after the Dodgers did what they did.
Can you explain, like, break that down to people? I know what happened, but can you explain why it's upsetting to you? Like, why are you triggered?
So it's the promotion of degeneration is just too much for me to bear. It really is. It just drives me nuts. That's it. In LA,
But why? Why is it? Because you run your household, right? Like, you take care of your kids. You make sure they do certain things they're not allowed to. You let them know. Like, so why does what other people do concern you?
because I live here, it's my home. I don't live in a cave. Me and my children and my wife, we all experience what happens in society, and when society falls, it takes everybody with it. And I believe if you're taking something that is seen as highly religious and making fun of it and using dildos to baptize people,
Yeah, they offended so many Dodger fans.
yeah. And I'm not even a really big Dodger fan, but I will never watch their game again.
You know what I don't like though, because I did follow that. I'm on Twitter, so I can't help but see that. Plus, I follow the Dodgers and all the SoCal news channels.
Yeah.
Just to keep track of what's going on there. Uh, the right. So I don't know. You say you're not Republican. Fine, whatever.
I'm conservative. Republicans aren't conservative.
Are you the right?
So
You don't even know. What the right?
my guess would be if you were to say the alt-right. I'm not alt-right.
I didn't say all right. I said,
No,
are
no, what
you
I'm saying though is the left uses that for everybody.
right?
I'm certain they would put me in that category, but I would say I'm probably a moderate conservative. I don't believe everything conservatives do. I'm more a libertarian conservative. I guess that would be the best way to put it.
Okay, but before I get to this reaction song to like ease the mood, um, I don't know if the song actually will, but it might make it aggravate you more. But the, uh,
Isn't that the goal?
what I don't like from the right on Twitter, on the same Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
is instead of being the party with more reason, they're stooping down to the same tactics the left do with fake news. So they show what they showed was, look how empty the Dodger Stadium is because they allowed, when in
3 hours
reality,
before game time.
3 hours before the game. It's all
Yep.
bullshit. Like, don't play
agree.
those games. The game was not affected. Attendance was not affected, sadly.
Yep.
By
No, I completely
this.
agree with that.
It's engaging the same tactics the other side does and makes them look just as bad.
So,
My opinion.
so here's the problem. None of this is going to end because, unfortunately, it's part of DEI and ESG.
I didn't hear about ESG. What's that?
It's even taken. I think it's called ESG, right?
A new drug?
Yeah, isn't it ESG? DEI.
I have no clue what you're saying. I know what DEI is. We own a company in this niche. We own a brand in this niche.
I was part of that because for a different reason. Because I do think what it was initially founded to do is important.
Yeah, and it's still the core.
Unfortunately, it's twisted, and unfortunately, everything's twisted into this DEI and ESG stuff. So ESG,
I don't know what ESG is. Though.
Environmental, social, and governance. That's what it stands for.
Doesn't sound good.
So it's actually taken more of a stronghold than DEI. So what it is, and I know everybody hears this all the time. George Soros founded foundation. Uh, what it does is it holds corporations to a standard, and it's gauged on the same principles of DEI, okay, including the other things. So it's again environmental, social, and governance, right? So social and governance are DEI perspectives, and then environmental, of course.
Like Greta Van Thunberg. We have to like.
Yeah.
Did she win a
So-
Nobel Prize?
I don't know. She may have.
Yeah. I mean, we
but
should like. Did you read her book?
well, you're changing topics. Let me finish this. So what it is all these corporations are judged by this number, and somehow platforms that control payment, that everybody uses, is under this, right? So you're gonna have to research this because I'm probably gonna slaughter it.
All platforms.
Platforms. No, not Monica. Hey, Monica. So if like, for example, Netflix, when they had the Dave Chappelle show on where
Right.
he made fun of transgender people,
He made fun of everyone, and they were included. So yeah.
Netflix was punished because their ESG score fell to a level that was unacceptable, and they were taken off the platform. So they lost.
What platform?
This platform that controls payments to corporations. I don't know. You have to. I haven't followed it that much, but essentially what it means is corporations have to maintain an ESG score of such a level that if they don't, they're going to go bankrupt, right? Because they will receive no funding. BlackRock and Vanguard control this whole thing. BlackRock just came out at WEF and was talking about this and how everybody has to be forced into this. So it's weird how this is all working, but it's all intentional. And these corporations have to comply or they will be forced to go bankrupt. Netflix was forced to comply.
You can still see the Chappelle show on the
Netflix. No. But how they've been forced to comply is that they will not release something like that again. Okay, so once it's out, they allow it to stay out, right? But the way you gain your ESG score is by improving your standards in terms of what they consider your standards.
But what's trending now on Netflix, like as of today, is this thing called Ocean Gate, which is talking about. Well, I have to actually watch it, but it seems like it's not a woke agenda. It's like the opposite of a woke agenda.
Well, so Budweiser, I watched somebody explain this quite thoroughly, and I don't recall everything or hardly anything they said. But the reason Bud Light, their ESG score was one of the lowest ESG scores of all corporations, and that's why they turned to this Dylan Mulvaney thing, and they've since lost $27 billion. The way this person laid it out, it's better that they lose $27 billion than go bankrupt because of the corporations aligning against them.
Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, I heard about this corporate social credit score. It sounds like what this ESG is.
It is. Yep.
I mean, look, after seeing Dodger Stadium being empty, and I don't know what is fake news and what's not anymore. Like, this is an agenda. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. Or you're saying it did happen within the case of Netflix.
It's definitely happening. I mean,
yeah.
Look at Budweiser. Why would they do something that they know is going to offend their fan base? Because they were forced to. Why would Target do the same? Because
I think the diversity quota, and by diversity I mean in this case they hired like a trans activist or somebody to be their marketer.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave them too much freedom, and I think it's really like the hiring quota at these big corporations that's causing, and maybe they're doing that for their ESG scores. Who knows? You
should watch that WEF. The CEO of BlackRock was interviewed by the WEF. You should watch that clip. I've seen it a dozen times now.
I'll check it out.
What he has to say.
Maybe we should react to that.
All of this needs to be forced on the world.
Okay.
BlackRock controls the most money in the world, more than countries. They're like $1 quintillion they control. Some ridiculous amount of money. Them and Vanguard combined.
So what's the consensus on this thing? Like how are you following this?
I don't see that there's a way out. I don't see that there's a way that it stops. Like I told Brasario, sorry, people, this isn't somebody Dan and I, a colleague of Dan and I.
Very fine colleague.
Yes. When I was leaving today, for the last 10 minutes I was there, we were talking about this type of stuff. And I said, this, in my opinion, conspiratorial. I think this is all intentional. Everything that you see going on now is intentional. And the ultimate goal is to fulfill what the WEF put out 5 years ago. You will own nothing and you'll like it. That's the ultimate goal. I honestly believe it is. And so
yeah, that's why we need, back to what we started, we need someone like RFK Jr. in there because he's anti-establishment. He's not going to let this happen. He's an attorney.
I completely disagree. That's not going to happen. I think it's way more likely Trump is elected and he'll be killed.
Trump will be elected and RFK Jr. will be killed.
No. I think it's way more likely Trump wins than RFK. And if Trump wins, he will be assassinated. It's my opinion.
Do you think RFK has a chance to win the Democratic nomination?
No.
You think
The
Joe will
Democrats,
do?
the Democrats, it's been proven they cheat. I mean, when Hillary Clinton was running against Bernie Sanders, they gave her the questions and answers to a debate. The Democratic Party cheats. They get who they want.
That's definitely shady. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want it.
So let's soften the mood a bit, even though it's like somewhat of a somber song. But you like Lil Wayne and you like The Game. This is from 13 years ago. It's not new.
The Game. What's The Game?
The Game is a rapper from 13 years ago, and so is Lil Wayne. You like Lil Wayne.
I know Lil Wayne. Yeah.
It's a good song. My Life, I don't think we reacted to it yet. We might have. I don't think so. You like both of these artists. That's why I'm playing it. To see if you like them both together. I think this is from like 2010. Anyways, let's go.
All right.
I'm grinding till I'm tired. So you ain't grinding until you tired. So I'm grinding with my eyes wide, looking to find a way through the day, a life for the night. Good Lord, you done took so many of my people. I'm just
Pause it for a second, David. It just doesn't sound as good on my laptop speakers. I gotta put some headphones on.
Ah, okay. I'll edit that out and we'll start over. You don't have your headphones on?
No. I'm using the blue balls.
Man, you are freestyling this shit.
I'm using the blue balls. My mic's good.
How long till your Corvette channel? Till we see something?
Hopefully I get it up Friday.
So she said. Here we go.
That would be what she said.
And I'm grinding until I'm tired. So you ain't grinding until you tired. So I'm grinding with my eyes wide, looking to find a way through the day, a life for the night. Dear Lord, you done took so many of my people. I'm just wondering why you haven't taken my life. Like what the hell am I doing right?
Take me away from the hood, like a state penitentiary. Take me away from the hood, in the casket or a Bentley. Take me away, like I don't take me away, like a from Kurt Cobain. I'm from a windy city, like do or die. From a block close to where Biggie was crucified. That was Brooklyn's Jesus, shot for no reason. And you wonder why Kanye wears Jesus pieces? Cause that's Jesus' people. In game, he's the equal. Hated on so much, Passion of Christ need a sequel. Yeah, like Rockefeller needed Siegel. Like I needed my father, but he needed a needle. I need some meditation so I can lead my people. They asking why? Why did John Lennon lead the Beatles? And why every hood feed off evil? Answer my question for this leaders.
Grinding until I'm tired. So you ain't grinding until you tired. So I'm grinding with my eyes wide, looking looking to find a way through the day, a life for the night. Dear Lord, you done took so many of my people. I'm just wondering why you haven't taken my life. Like with everybody my life.
We are not the same, I am a Martian. So approach my phantom doors with caution. You see them 24 spinning, I earned them. And I ain't no preacher, but here's my average sermon. So eat this black music and tell me how it tastes now with Jesse Jackson, cause it ain't about race now.
He said, fuck Jesse Jackson, because it ain't about race now.
Yeah, they need to play that today.
You like that bar right there. That game is spitting some bars.
So it's true.
It's probably conservative. They're both probably conservative.
I would certainly agree with that with Lil Wayne.
Game after that bar.
Yeah.
Preacher, but here's my average sermon. So eat this black music and tell me how it tastes now with Jesse Jackson, cause it ain't about race now. Sometimes I think about my life with my face down. Then I see my sons and put on that Kanye smile. Damn, I know it's mama proud. And since you helped me sell my dream, we can share my mama now. And like MJB, no more drama now. Living the good life, me and Common on common ground. I spit crack and drive it out of town. Got a Chris Paul mind state, I'm never out of bounds. My life used to be empty like a Glock without a round. Now my life full like a chopper with 1,000 rounds.
Until I'm tired, they say you ain't grinding until you die. So I'm grinding with my eyes wide, looking to find a way through the day, a life for the night. Dear Lord, you done took so many of my people. I'm just wondering why you haven't taken my life. Like with everybody
Walk through the gates of hell, see my Impala parked in front with the high beams on. Me and the devil champion, listening to the Chronic album, playing backwards, shooting at pictures of Don Imus for target practice. My mind up, so I cover it with a Raider hood. I'm from the city that made you afraid to show. Made my grandmother pray for good. It never made her happy, but I bet that new Mercedes could. Ain't no bars, but can't escape the hood. And it took so many of my that I should hate the hood. But it's real like me that make the hood. Riding slow in that Phantom just the way I should. With the top back in my socks hat. I'm paid for it. The album couldn't stop that. Even if they brought the back, I still keep this.
grinding until I'm tired. They say you ain't grinding until you die. So I'm grinding with my eyes wide, looking to find a way through the day, a life for the night. Dear Lord, you done took so many of my people. I'm just wondering why you haven't taken my life. Like with everybody life. My life, my life, my life.
What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty good.
Would you
some
buy
of the lines? I'd have to hear it on better speakers.
We got another shot of mezcal coming, but I got one more song for you.
Okay, before you play that song, I got something for you. Hang on. Now you made me forget. I was going to tie it in. So, that's what I was going to look up.
Our show is very unique. We jump from topic to topic, and then we go to music, and then we go back to like just personal shit, and then back to music. I got one for you and Robert Goldman. Even though Robert Goldman's not here, you're going to react on his behalf.
Okay. So before you go there, here, play this. It's 1 minute.
What are we doing?
I'm going to tie this in. So WEF, you will own nothing.
Tell the people, World Economic Forum.
You will own nothing and like it, right? Own nothing and like it.
I won't, but sure.
Well, you may be forced.
I will own something and I will like it.
That's not necessarily true.
Yeah,
So
it is.
so think about this, right? So how? So I agree. Black people are very conservative. I think you would agree with that. Dan, the person more to the left than I. Wouldn't you agree?
I mean, yeah, you said Democrats are evil.
But wouldn't you?
Clearly, I'm more left than you.
Sure. But wouldn't you say black people are conservative by nature?
Ah, dude, we can't make statements like that. I mean, that's a huge demo. Like, it's like saying Latinos are
No, I agree.
conservative or
they
whites are conservative. It's not. You can't say that.
Okay. I'm just speaking in generalities.
The culture. I know what you're trying to say. The culture, the traditional like Black and Hispanic culture are very well, Latino for sure, family oriented. Black, unfortunately, used to be
religious
and religious. So both are religious by a huge.
Yep. So
both God fearing people.
Not necessarily politically conservative, but
traditionally, both groups God fearing people.
Yes, which by definition makes them conservative.
Sure.
Not politically necessary.
So our RFK Jr. is a devout Catholic too.
Yeah, but they say the same thing about Biden and Nancy Pelosi, which neither are.
A fair point.
So my point is what did Biden just come out and say? He's forgiving black people trillions of dollars in reparations.
He's giving?
He's forgiving, not forgiving, but two separate words.
Oh, forgiving. Okay, I got it.
Trillions in reparations to black people. Okay. Why is he? Right? Because he doesn't. Because
that's the agenda on the left, on the far left.
Yeah, they want to control you. How do they control
And you know what? Shame on
your vote.
Shame on the Americans that voted for Biden. I don't think they cheated. Like, that's where you and I differ. I actually don't think they cheated. I think the vote for him was a vote not for Trump for most people. Most people were fed up with extremism, and Biden portrayed himself as a moderate. That's why he won. And he's really extremist dressed up as a moderate.
Sure. But I don't necessarily agree with that. I said sure before thinking about it. He actually has, for the most part, been a moderate most of his political career.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah, because that's what the Democratic Party is.
That's the current brand. That's the current brand that's pushing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the far left. That's the current brand of the Democratic Party. But the Democratic Party is a huge party. That's just the current brand is not indicative of the entire party. It's in this point in time, that's who they are.
Yeah. Well, we're back into my argument that, in my opinion, they've always been evil. They're just progressively worse and worse and worse.
Well, anyways, let's share this because this is interesting.
Okay.
From what I see, it's only a minute, so here we go. Larry, this is what you were just talking about, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Point of that's an investigation.
Oh, I hate this interviewer here. He's such a douche.
Well, he's part of the WEF. What do you want?
Yeah.
Criteria for you.
Well, behaviors are going to have to change, and this is one thing we're asking companies. You have to force behaviors, and at BlackRock we are forcing behaviors. 54% of the incoming. That's
when you know you got power. Like, imagine, Chris. I know you just bought a over $100,000 car, but these guys have yachts, houses in the Hamptons, houses in Beverly Hills. They don't even know about.
They own
more
yachts.
Money than you can imagine.
They own yachts that are worth more than I'll ever have combined.
Right. So the next level up for them is control, like influencing corporate decisions. They're not influencing small business. They're influencing like Pfizer's behavior.
ESG. They're making Fortune 500 companies do as they tell them. That's what they're doing.
Thank you for bringing this up. Yeah.
Class or women. We added 4 more points in terms of diverse employment this year.
So pause there. We added 4 more points in diverse employment. What he means by that, I believe, is that their ESG score, every company gets an ESG score now, right? And you get points for doing.
We don't have one. We have multiple
Oh,
companies.
okay. Excuse me. Every Fortune 500 company gets an ESG score. Literally, Coca-Cola, Disney.
So what's Twitter's? Twitter's must be low
I
after
don't
Elon
think
took over.
I don't think it is, honestly. You can look this up.
Okay.
I just.
Well, they're probably like 12-month lagging. So
Yeah.
it's yeah.
I just saw a list of the Fortune 500 companies and their ESG score ranked.
Okay.
So Disney's very high, FYI. So.
Oh yeah, they've been good little mouses.
And BlackRock owns a big chunk of Disney. Almost every Fortune 500 company they own 20% or more of. BlackRock.
They own a big chunk of a lot.
Of everything, like literally everything. It's just amazing. Anyhow, go ahead. Sorry.
What we're doing internally is if you don't achieve these levels of impact, your compensation could be impacted. Okay,
We're doing the same.
So there you go.
It's
See,
just
sorry, pause
you have
again.
to-
See, your compensation will be impacted. Somehow they're controlling what companies get paid.
So this
by
is
this
argument.
ESG, by this ESG score.
Sure, but what happens with the new wave of companies? Because have you read oh gosh, what's the name of that book? Jim Collins, Good to Great, and even older one is The Innovator's Dilemma. Either one of those are good books, by the way.
Okay.
In Innovator's Dilemma, he said the argument is what got you here won't keep you there. So
absolutely true.
The dilemma of the innovators, like Circuit City, is what got you to be that huge company is not what's going to keep you there, and what you're refusing to do that requires change. New companies are doing, and they're going to replace you. So, are you saying BlackRock's equipped to capture the new entrants as well, like and just repeat the cycle, or they just captured who's current?
So I think there's something missing. I 90% agree with that analysis, but there's something that's drastically missing from that analysis. And if you're so powerful that you can force everybody to accept what you're doing, like literally force them, like BlackRock's doing, you don't need to innovate. You force everybody to comply with what you're doing.
So you're saying Innovator's Dilemma is over? Like that's
Well,
not gonna.
No, I'm not saying that. 90% of the time it applies, right? Because you still have to come up with new products that people want to consume. You have to. BlackRock's not an inventor. They're not innovating anything.
They're VC. They're private equity VC hedge fund,
and have $1 quadrillion.
So maybe what you're saying is they have enough capital deployed in the startup space to also have influence on those new incumbents that or the new entrants.
It's not what I'm saying. I think at this point their ultimate goal is ultimate power.
Right, but how do they maintain that? Because Innovator's Dilemma applies to them too.
So, like I said,
I think this pendulum swings, and
all right.
I think this is the brand for the next decade or two, maybe. But I don't know. I think change is in the air, man.
Well, I hope you're right. But
I feel it with RFK Jr. said it best. He said Obama won because he understood Facebook. Trump won because he understood Twitter. I have a good chance of winning because I understand podcasts. And I'm going to ignore traditional media and just go on podcasts.
So, again, I'm not a huge fan of RFK. You're a much larger fan, but I'm not opposed.
I'm a fanboy. He was in Yuma like a few weeks ago.
If he was running independent, I would honestly be considering voting for him. Okay, but he's not. So I can't consider voting for him.
If you met him and you had a chance to tell him one thing, what would you say?
Run independent.
Okay, and he'd say, "Nice to meet you, Saber. I gotta go."
You run independent, you have my vote. That's what I would tell him.
And he would say, "Thanks for coming out."
He could say that. He could say that. But that's what I would say.
Respect.
Forced behaviors. And if you don't force behaviors, whether it's gender or race or just any way you want to say the composition of your team, you're going to be impacted. And that's not.
Imagine working for this guy, man. He calls you in his office. Yeah, your numbers. Have you seen Office Space?
Yeah,
He's like the boss from Office Space.
sure. Yeah,
Someone's got a case of the Mondays.
yeah. Well, the ultimate douche.
That's what he looks like. Look at that.
He does. I agree.
What is this guy, Larry Fink?
Mm-hmm.
Including it is development, as Ken said. And ultimately, it's still going to take time, but I am just as much shocked as Ken is that we have not seen more opportunities. And we're going to have to force change.
Wow.
Before jobber.
We're gonna have to force it.
Yeah. We're going to
They're
have
gonna-
to force change.
They're going to have to force a transgender president. That's basically what he's saying. It's going to be accepted at all levels. That's what he's saying. What
Okay,
he is
that's
saying.
we're not ready
No,
for that.
That is
We're
what
not
he's
ready
saying.
for that.
That is ultimately what he's saying. We're going to force you accept everything we shove down your throat. That's what he's saying.
And if in the case of a transgender, you're not sure what they're shoving down your throat.
Yeah, you could be getting a penis or you could be getting a pussy. Who knows?
Okay, so so on that note, we'll switch to 1997. Remember the
But-
good old days?
But did I make the connection, right? So I don't think I did.
But that's
I don't
the
think you
problem with
Go ahead.
like these connections. I just in the beginning of the show, I defended Alex Jones. He has crazy ass connections, but he's actually right what he's saying about the frogs.
He's often right in many of the crazy things he says. Yes.
It's backed up by science. It's just the way he presents it makes it seem like it's fake.
Well, it makes it seem
The way
like-
this guy presents it is like, oh, okay, I understand. That makes sense.
So no, so
It's just not catchy.
the way that Alex Jones presents things, it looks like it's coming from a person who's on tilt. You understand
No,
what
he
I'm
is.
saying?
He is on tilt, though.
No, that's a persona. I think that's something he's intentionally displaying. I think it is a persona that he's intentionally putting out there, right? I think it's his brand. I don't necessarily think he's that way behind the scenes. I mean, he may be sometimes, but I just
Well,
don't think that's.
I talk to you every day. You're the same off the show as you are on it.
Yeah, I'm this, but that's me. You don't get a fake me anywhere.
Well, I am too, for the most part.
For the most part, yeah, I would agree with you. For the most part, you are. I think sometimes you're a little bit more amped.
You have to tone it down for like the masses, especially when you got a business behind it.
Segue here. Very brief tangent, but it's funny. Andrew said something today that I took as a nice compliment.
Yeah.
He said, I love it when you're on with Dan on the podcast. Everybody who's watching now, Dan has his own channel that I'm on fairly frequently. I would say 3% of the time, maybe.
That's fairly frequent.
So, Andrew said he really enjoys when I'm on because I have a balancing factor to what you're saying. He said Dan oftentimes is too positive. He said, however, in the last 2 years, Dan's perspective has changed significantly, and that has to be from you because he's much more realistic now than he used to be.
Or maybe I hit 40.
That could be too, of course. That could be.
It's probably everything. It is, like you said with your kids, you don't live in a vacuum.
Exactly.
I don't vlog in a vacuum. I vlog in real life, like age, your influence. Absolutely. We're on Zoom calls. I think 50% of our Zoom calls are a waste of time.
Yeah, that's probably accurate.
But before it used to be only 5% were a waste of time.
Sure.
So we've gotten somehow less efficient in our calls, but
I don't think that's it necessarily. I think that's probably
that's a part of it.
Maybe, but I think it's insignificant. I think it's more the fact that you're become more of an entity in the research space, that you're just getting more people that are inquiring that maybe you can help in some fashion or facet, right? So I just think the messaging has become, how could I put it, like Yoda? more strong. That's not like Yoda, but
More strong. Yoda would say some shit backwards.
yeah, it's just that you've gotten the message out more. So it's affecting more people. So we're getting more people on the edges that really we can't help. But there's no mutual benefit, right? We can't help them. They can't help us.
But studying the edge cases is interesting. Like, there's a lot of power in the N of one, I think.
Sure.
I mean, that's another topic. That's another podcast. I want to dumb it down, like, or not dumb it down because Tupac's a genius, but like change the mood a little. 1997, 96. This goes out to you and Robert Goldman, right?
Right.
Robert Goldman's a huge Tupac fan, and you are too.
I don't know about huge, but I definitely like him. He's one of the better rappers.
Robert Goldman's huge. Here's the game. Oh no, this is the wrong one. Lord knows. No. I need The Game's Been Good to Me with the lyrics. Heavy in the Game. Here we go. It's got a like a Jamaican vibe, and Robert loves Jamaica. Whenever he's stressed out, he goes to Jamaica with his wife, and just chills for like a few days and comes back.
The beach.
He's done it. Since I've known him, only a year and a half. He's done it 3 times.
I've never been to Jamaica, but I watched a few videos, and the beaches in Jamaica are beautiful. I don't know how it's not more popular. They look.
I haven't been either.
They look nicer than Hawaiian beaches to me.
Hawaii is really nice, but it's getting overpopulated on Maui at least.
Yeah.
But anyways, this is like one of my favorite songs of Tupac. I like his flow, and then the other guy who's on it is cool too, and the Jamaican vibe. But it reminded me of like me, you, and Robert had a Zoom call. And Robert's been very helpful with us on our Sierra project, and I sent him this picture because I was driving right after a Zoom call, so I heard this song.
Speaking of which, before you get into this song, so it just reminded me, and I completely had forgotten, what day, so there's only Thursday and Friday left, are we going to go over that budget?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Yeah, man. Here we go. Life and something for ramp with hard in the game. The game and something for ramp with. The thing with Jamaican, you don't know what the fuck they're saying, but it sounds sick. And it is English. It is English too. Me's a player, you know. I don't play no game. Me just make money, dollars. I got that part. Just make money, make dollars.
So what was the name that we had for you for a while? The immigrant translator? What the hell was it?
The immigrant whisperer.
Yeah, the immigrant whisperer. So you can't make out what they're saying?
I glitch on Jamaicans. Like something, glitch. Yeah, I glitch. Me's a player, you know. I don't play no game. Me just make money, dollars, every time. See it? I see it. I see it.
Yeah.
Now, can I explain how this game laced me? Plus, with this fame, I got enemies do anything to break me. My attitude changed, got to the point where I was driven. 24/7, money's my mission. Just a nigga trying to make a living. These buster chicks don't want no mail. They spending their riches on scandalous speeches. Once they petrified in jail, it's hell. Plus, all the dealers want a meal. Taking jealous ass bitches. Player hating, but we still kick it. Always keep my eyes on the prize. Watch the police. So much murder. Neighborhoods getting no sleep. But still, I get my money all major. Continuously. Communicating through my page. Niggas know me. Don't have no homies since they jealous. I hustle solo. Cause when I'm broke, I got no time for the fellas. Listen, ain't nothing poppin' by no broke.
Don't have no homies because they jealous. I hustle solo because when I'm broke, I got no time for the fellas. Wow. That's bars.
So I interpret that to mean he's a hard worker.
Yeah, definitely. Good translation, actually. Perfect. Like spot on.
Yep.
Nigga ain't no joke. Fuck what they say and get your dope, nigga. Happy in the game.
And the reason I sent this to you and Robert, and really, it shouldn't have been you. It should have been Dr. Fox. But yeah, I don't think he even knows who Tupac is. But he complains on LinkedIn like so much, and he's accused of complaining. So when I heard this, I sent it to you and Robert. I said, I don't care what it did to them. The game's been good to me. Yes, so like,
I remember that text.
Complain all you want. It's worked out well for us.
Yep.
Get your dope, nigga.
Hang on, time out. So
it's a vibe, man.
So he'll never see this. So I thought it was just me. So Daniel Fox does complain a
No, he is
whole
self-admitted.
lot.
He self-admits to this. Like but he
he?
does it for a reason. He has like a deeply rooted personal reason, which I
Okay.
respect. And I get accused of this too, and so does Brad. We're on LinkedIn all the time. The reason we're accused of this is because we're content creators. So when you post something that's slightly more negative, it does a lot better. So the algorithm incentivizes you to kind of do that. So that's why it seems like, at least me and Brad, I think Dr. Fox does it like genuinely.
So
But me and Brad do it like it's kind of like a game. Like, I know we bitch a lot, but it's what works.
So human beings love tragedy.
Yeah, like rubbernecking.
Yeah. All right.
I've been on LinkedIn long enough that I've played with all this stuff. Like the complaints do better, but this is a vibe. When I heard it, I'm like, look, I complain a lot about clinical research, but I love it at the end of the day. Like, game's been good to me. And Tupac said the same thing.
I know broke nigga ain't no joke. Fuck what they say and get your dope, nigga. Happy in the game.
Oh, the phone, I them a come try to take mine. Oh, me serious now. I know I'm blood clap here in the game. Oh, the phone, you take this thing for you take this thing for joke. Oh, that's right. It's been good to me.
Well, let me shoot some of this old heavy type of shit. Certain niggas wanna stick to the game, use a trick to the game. Waiting upon your turn. Son, what will you learn? Ain't no terms given. Niggas be twisting and taking shit, putting they sack down, then putting they Mac down. Me, myself, I hustle with finesse. Yes, I'm an Oakland baller. Rule number one, check game. And for sure, you gon' respect game. Be your own nigga, meaning buy your own dope. Cause that front shit is punk shit. Something I never funked.
That's drug dealer talk right there. Buy your own dope. That front shit, you can't front your money for it. Like, not on credit. You buy your own. These guys knew if they were like in the corporate world, but we just reacted to BlackRock. They're doing the same thing.
Yep.
They're the ones fronting the company's money.
So BlackRock, if you're listening, Dan just
We're
compared
done.
you.
We're done.
Dan just compared you to drug dealers. Just FYI.
They'll buy my whole neighborhood and force me to sell.
Own nigga, meaning buy your own dope, cause that front shit is punk shit. Something I never funked. Be true to this game, and this game will be true to you. That's real shit. Disrespect, see what this here do to you. That jacking and robbing, despising your homie ain't healthy. Niggas being up dead for to get wealthy, but not me though. I'm sowing something major, so what I reap is false. That's why my public status is false. Went from a young nigga living residential to a young nigga working presidential.
Always look good, you vex you, look good every time. Oh, push up, step up. I know some of the blood clot in a fucking gears. Oh, but take me one. I don't care.
I don't really know what she's saying, but like, I would not mess with this lady, especially when she's on her period. Fuck that. Can you imagine that? Whoa.
You never know. Oh, but I forget me one.
Every time. I would want this lady on my team.
I'm just a young black male. Cursed since my birth, had to turn to crack sales. If worse come the worst, headed for the back jails, or maybe it's hurts. My only way to stack mail is out here doing dirt. My decisions do or die. Been hustling since junior high. No time for asking why. Getting high, getting mine. Put away my 9, cause these times come for 4, 5 sales. Cause life is hell and everybody dies. What about these niggas I despise? Them loud talking cowards shooting guns in the crowd, jeopardizing lives. Shooting right between them niggas' eyes. It's time to realize. Follow the rules or follow them fools that die. Everybody's trying to make the news. Niggas confused, been trying to be an OG and pay your dues. If you choose to apply yourself, go with the grain and come the riches and the bitches and the fame. Heavy in the game.
Angel show we look good every time when we are here, Diamond. And Tupac drive in the car. And Fame friend them look good. You know, it's for all your car and I got mask on the face. I was sexy about my ass clad. Oh. It's been good to me. Oh, nobody want to come test me. You know, so them see I drive pretty car. One up party and thing, I want to come down the gun. But you see, we know, You have to show him maximum respect when a blood clot ramp with a pussy walk. How we look good every time. No dollars. You know about the dollars, right? So when I talk no shit, we have to walk the walk we are talk. See it? The action speak louder than words. You know the record. Don't blood clot.
Damn. I don't care what it did. This lady needs a job in accounts receivables. Imagine her calling you saying, "Hey, you're late on your payment."
You're gonna want to pay.
What do you think? It's one of my favorite Tupac songs.
So I have pros and cons. So
the vibe. It's a vibe.
The problem with rap is, and this is just in general, again, stereotyping, but oftentimes it's the way it's framed or phrased, it's very negative. But this could actually be a very positive message. It truly could be. It's just that it's framed so negative. So here's why I would go with it. If I were to summarize this song and make it positive, and I agree with the message in its positive form, not in its negative form. You don't need to turn to selling crack if you're not getting where you want to be. Okay, which is what something Tupac says.
Yeah. Since my birth, hustling since junior high. All that stuff.
The positive message, and I'm gonna refer to a YouTube channel I watch a lot here.
Don't say Johnny Bravo, please. Don't say Johnny Bravo.
Well, you did, but I wasn't going to.
Okay.
Minority Mindset, and his name is interesting. His channel name is interesting. Yeah, you do. His channel name is interesting because he's both a minority. He's Indian.
Oh, that dude is cool.
Yeah, and I think he's it's a pun, his name, because he's a minority, but I don't think that's why he named it Minority Mindset. I think it's more because of his perspective.
Yeah, he's in the minority of the point of view.
Work hard, save your money, you'll get ahead. Right?
Yeah.
That's his mindset. So I can't think of his name, so I'm talking about two different people here. That dude, and then Warren Buffett's partner. What's his name? Charlie Munger.
Charlie Munger. Yep.
Yeah.
Charlie Munger, dude. Wow.
And I completely agree with something they both say, right? Combining it, which applies to this song. The hardest money you'll ever earn is your first 100,000 that you'll ever save. Excuse me, not earn, save. The hardest money you'll ever save is the first 100,000, which is what Charlie Munger says. Once you earn that 100,000, as long as you don't get dumb with it, and you invest it correctly, everything gets much easier.
We can both account for that.
Yes, I honestly live by that. And what Minority Mindset says, kind of the same thing. He says, if you want to get ahead in America, you got to work your ass off for 10 years. After that, it gets much easier. The money comes easier.
Yep.
The money comes easier. Your time is not as limited because you're not working so hard. Completely agree with that too. I think it's all correct. You gotta work.
My business and our business is definitely testimony of that. Because man, I started my YouTube channel 2010, and didn't really start getting.
And you and I started working together in 2012.
2012, and I really didn't start getting real leads till 2015, 2013, 2014. So, and that was a little. Now it's every day, several.
Yeah, I'm taking on calls every day.
Yeah, thank you. I joined the ones like that.
It's fair. I mean, Dan does the marketing. I handle the business calls, the sales calls. But the point is, and Dan agrees with this, as he just said, the first 10 years are the hardest. You got to work your ass off. And I did, and Dan did, right? Once you have that 100K saved and you invest it correctly, Dan in real estate, me as well, and other things too, both of us, the money just comes easier. And see how positive that message can be if it was reframed in Tupac's song just a little, right? You can still have some of the negative attributes, but if you just threw in there, listen, motherfucker, work your ass off.
Nas is okay. We'll react to Nas' song. He has this theme. We'll do that right now.
But do you see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
It's framed negatively, but it could be very positive.
Yeah. So, but who does this well, like in music right now?
Who does what well? Frames things positively?
Yeah,
I have no idea. Nobody comes to mind.
like any genre, not just rap.
Yeah, nobody comes to mind. Rap, the last one that comes to mind, and I know you don't like him, but the last one that comes to mind that framed things positively to me was MC Hammer. Rap, right?
I don't like him.
Just specifically rap. He framed things positively.
Yeah.
In terms of other genres, I think they all frame everything negative. At least, I mean, let us know in the comments. But I can't think of anybody who frames things positively.
Nas does it now because Nas invested in Coinbase early and exited when they went public. So he would be the best example, and he's one that was rapping before he got rich to well after he got rich. Same with Jay-Z, but Jay-Z's kind of lost a lot of credibility for kind of joining the woke movement a little. But yeah, I guess he does it in his own way.
You have a positive song?
Yeah, from Nas. Yeah, I just gotta find it.
All
But
right.
you like what will you go back to first, sports or rap? It's a good
I don't
question,
know.
huh?
Yeah, that's a coin toss. I mean,
Nah. Coin toss is not. There's very few
okay.
decisions that are coin
Well,
tosses.
sure. Well, this one is. So, which one do you think goes back? Okay, rap goes back to a positive nature, which it used to be. I used to actually really like rap. Not my favorite, but I liked it way more than I do now. Right? There was a number of artists I listened to significantly. I went to MC Hammer's concert twice. Right? I just like positive messaging. So when do you think rap goes back to that positive messaging? Ever?
I think rap's gone a different direction.
Okay, but it's been very negative for at least a decade now.
Yeah, but just like I said, like why? Like even me and Brad, we're not rappers, but we're content producers on LinkedIn, which is at least somewhat analogous to rap. The negative stuff does better.
I understand that, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think it ever goes back to positive. If it does, if it
But
does,
who's running the algorithms? BlackRock. It all comes
Sure.
back to BlackRock.
Sure, and we did a video on this in which they made rapping artists, go negative. They made them.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
We was somebody from Wu-Tang Clan, or I don't remember who, that testified.
The dumb are mostly intrigued by the drum. Same guy.
No. Somebody from a rap group, I don't remember the name of the rap group, said he was at a meeting with a bunch of music producers and executives, and it was with all rappers.
Oh, that was Crazy Bone.
Crazy Bone, yes.
Yeah, Crazy Bone. Shit, man. Yeah, Crazy Bone. I mean, whenever we do Bone Thugs, we get good views. But same with Nas. I found this is not Nas's new one, but I couldn't find the newest one where he talks about Coinbase and his investments in Coinbase. But I found probably like a very good message of Nas. It's called Second Childhood, where he's talking about people who never grew up.
Okay, before we get into that, now
Yeah.
we go one. So take Crazy Bone, what he had to say.
And you almost bought one of Nas's songs. You have yet to buy one of Nas's songs. The comments, one of the comments we get the most of is because I still look at Chris and Dan show comments.
Okay.
The one where I know I can be what I want to be.
Okay.
You gave that an 8.5.
Okay.
You said the only reason why it wasn't a 9, the message is positive as can be. I know I can, and we reacted to this a year and a half ago. I bet you if we reacted it to today, you would buy it because the times have changed so much, even a year and a half, that you would buy this now.
Okay.
Like your former 8.5 would probably be a 9.5 now, but we won't do it again. We'll do another one of his. But so Nas does well for us
So why would it go from 8.5 to a 9.5?
because that was a year and a half ago.
I understand, but why specifically?
Everything's context, right? Like you're listening to it in a new era. Like
Mhm.
the times have changed a lot since then.
The-
That message
so-
resonates even more powerfully,
Got it.
probably to
Okay.
you now.
That's
than it
what
did
that,
then.
that's what I was looking for. Okay, got it.
Yeah. We won't react to it again, but
Before you move on, I just wanted to say, so take that Crazy Bone video we did.
Crazy Bone,
right?
they do well when we react to them.
Sure, but what he had to say about rap, and that was what was that like early 2000s that happened, right?
He's
if I
lucky he's still
recall
alive.
correctly.
Yeah, he's lucky he's still alive.
But if I recall correctly, so again, tying everything together. I don't know if anybody watches all the videos together.
Oh, they watch all of it. Like we have hardcore
segment
fans.
all this. If we're gonna segment
Shrapnel.
all of this,
Where are you at, Shrapnel? They're getting spliced up, but the whole thing is going up as well.
okay. So put it all together. I mean, this stuff's been going on forever. There's an ultimate goal, right? I mean, they came to all the popular rappers and said, "Listen, you're all going to go negative. You're all going to promote violence and drugs." And
Right. But that's when everything was centralized. Now it's decentral. You could have
I
someone
under-
like Russ that doesn't need shit and does put out positive message
Okay.
and wrote a self-help book
That's
and
not my
is
point.
making millions.
That's not my point. So my point is for whatever reason, this mantra has been going on for some time. Now we just did the WEF video, and this guy is saying
You
basically
hate
what
them. You hate them.
what the CEO of BlackRock is saying the same thing that these executives told the rappers. Got to go negative.
Yeah.
He's telling everybody the same thing. I mean,
But
what's
if
the ultimate
BlackRock
purpose?
offered DSCS 100 million and said, "Hey, just go negative in your messaging for a year and we'll buy your business." I mean, how could we say no to that?
Yeah, it's certainly tempting.
So that's why they have influence. But here we go. Nas, Second Childhood. Let's see if you finally buy a Nas song. All right. This is a positive message because he's telling people stop acting like kids when you're grown as adults, especially his own community. Let's see if this passes the Chris test. Let's go.
All right.
I put lyrics on here so you can see. This is from, oh man, this was 2001 or 2000. The birth of my seed. Make
So-
everything right.
So
Nas is a poet.
Sure. I'm not. I already told you they're all poets. Rap is poetry. It's not music. But anyway,
Not all. Not these days.
So, yeah, I don't know about these days, but I'm not seeing the positive messaging. This seems negative to me.
Well, positive messages like don't be like this guy who's living in his second childhood.
Yeah, living in his mom's basement,
Yeah, like
just fresh
sitting
out of
on
prison.
staying on the same block since he was when he was in '85, and just moving different benches like it's musical chairs.
Yeah, and all of his friends have moved on.
Yeah, I think this third lyric is the one who's positive, but it's positive maybe in like illustrating what you don't want to be.
Okay, it's showing the absolute negative to avoid.
Yeah, like it's not cool to be in your second childhood.
Sure,
He's saying it's okay to go through
at 31. At
Yeah.
31.
Yeah, it's okay to go through it like when you're young, and then time to grow up.
No,
And some dudes never grow up.
Your second childhood should be in your 50s or 60s when you've
Ah, there
dated,
you go.
you're about to retire.
Now Jim Parker's is in his
Yeah,
third childhood,
it-
probably.
Good example. Exactly. Yeah, and seriously so. He can afford to be.
Yep. He doesn't go to China anymore, I'll tell you that.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Third
Hopefully
verse, it's a classic coming up.
All right, let's see it.
Resurrect through the birth of my seed. Make everything right.
All right.
There you go. It's a close example. It's been so long since I heard that one.
Well, it definitely at that last lyrical 30
Verse.
seconds, minute, whatever.
Yeah.
They were pointing out some definite negatives, right? It's bad to be a single mother.
Yes.
They pointed that out. They pointed out something else too. Now I forget what it was. But
Spending money on stuff instead of your kids.
yeah. Basically showing. They said fronting that you have money, right?
Fronting when you have nothing in your bank account. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, they're pointing out. Certainly, I can see it now that you stated that they're pointing out how not to be.
Yes. Second childhood's not cool.
Yeah. Don't be a single mother. Don't blow all your money. You know.
And don't be that guy living in his mom's basement at 31.
Mm-hmm.
Unless the Great Recession hits again.
Yeah, I mean,
then you go running back to mama.
If this matters at all, but statistically, this is the oldest kids have ever moved out of their parents' house.
Yeah, Gen Z is like the new workforce. Do you have like at Breakthrough? I guess we have Gen Z employees.
No.
We do.
Well, actually, I take that back.
Yuma.
We have one. I take that back. We have one.
We have two in Yuma, but they break the stereotype. They're not really Gen Z. Like they're hard workers. They're hard workers.
They work.
Yeah, they're Gen Z in their off time. Like, but they're like the way they deal with social media and stuff. But in the workforce, they're good.
So I'm not sure because Rosario's complained significantly about our Gen Z employee. So she may not break the mold.
Maybe I need to come through and have a chat with her. Who is she? In the CRC Academy?
No, she works primarily for Dr. Z.
Oh well, that's the problem.
Yeah,
because Dr. Smith has those kind of people, but I can't put them as coordinators.
Right. Well,
two of them are the unblinded IP people, and they actually do a good job.
She works for us with the hope that she'll work for us full time at some point. That's what she wants. She works for us part time, and Dr. Z part time. Full time for us.
Okay.
Rosario is not too keen on this idea, at least at this point.
You can't do both. Like I know like Dr. Smith, who's my PI, our PI in Yuma.
Mm-hmm.
He told me, I'll let you use two from time to time to do like unblinded IP stuff. He told me like he doesn't want me to pay them. I still pay him here and there. I feel bad, but he told me I can't like approach them because he knows they're gonna want to do research instead of working for him. But like when they work for you, it's much better. Okay, I got a positive one, man. Change the world, Bone Thugs, and it's gonna get a lot of views. All right, you ready?
I'm gonna text my wife and tell her go ahead and eat dinner without me.
Well, it's just one more song, man. Just one more.
Yeah, I'm sure she's used to eating at 5:30 at 6 o'clock.
Oh shit, my bad. Chris and Dan show. You guys are like breaking into this deserves a like. If you stayed this long. But this is the kind of shows we need to produce. All right, here we go. A very positive one.
Well, we're gonna do the Joe call, Dr. Joe call after this, right?
At 7, if he says yes. He hasn't replied.
I thought I saw a reply.
Oh, maybe he did. Let's see. Dr. Joe, by the way, free plug, Dr. Joe. He didn't reply.
Oh,
I can call him and he'll probably jump on.
Well, let's just do it after this. Then
I'll call him. Okay, so here's a positive one that it's both. This is like gonna incentivize us. It's a positive one that's guaranteed to get views because Bone Thugs and Harmony fans, the Bone Thugs army is strong. Chris, you've bought songs of them, or you're already a fan.
Yep, changed the world. All right.
And Crazy Bone, you love him. You brought him up, so I had to do it. All right, change the world. Probably 2001, I think. Here we go.
All right.
These guys are great. I haven't figured out what makes them great, but it's timeless too. It's timeless.
Raising hustlers, thieves, and prostitutes. Tell me think before you shoot. Murderer. Where our children go? When there's no place safe where they go. Trouble may come
my favorite Bun Thug of all, Busy Bun. It's just by far my favorite.
Right.
The most volatile, but where will our children go when there's nowhere left to go? Busy Bun, the greatest in my opinion. I don't know who Chris's favorite. We'll ask him at the end. He probably likes Crazy Bun because of the podcast he was on early in the days. Busy Bun kills it. Just the way Busy Bun flows, Chris. In my opinion, he's the best. Let me know in the comments, guys. Who's your favorite Bun member?
Trouble may come in some kind. You pulled up a lie one time, and when in 1999 rewind, didn't even make any stride. Murder all around the whole world is nauseating. Everybody dating, everybody overrated. Why everybody acting agitated? I thought we graduated back in the saddle weight. Up on the battle stage. Fiction is a priceless thing. You know ain't nobody perfect. I want a third time. Oh, something up the door. No. See, we're losing this world we love. And it looks like the sin it won't end. So I'm reaching higher above. Lord, let your blessings begin. And let's change the world. 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 Sometimes I sit and think about if I could change the world.
Here's your boy, Crazy. This is your boy.
Get in the mind of the little boys and girls. Show them that it is a better way. Do you think you give it? Don't listen to what the devil say. Cause he can deceive ya. Little bit pain and mislead ya. But it won't live long till the angels come. There's nowhere to hide but he'll run. Blah, 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 blah. Rain that's falling. God is calling. We all in, y'all in. So just go marching in. We just we ain't talking. We trying to move the target. The launcher. Police brutality got the sea. But I see the NYPD don't want peace. And the LAPD don't want peace. So we'll never be free. So come on. Let's change the world. 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 Every day the devil at me, and I wish the Lord threw a hummer at me. I ain't happy, being easy E and the BNZ. Women to get right next to me. It's my legacy, we can't let it stop us. Not now. The whole world ending up but power. Corruption, destruction, disaster. Everybody trying to rap faster than the master. Oh Lord, could you save my soul? It's trying to go platinum around 40 years old. The Lord knows we can do this shit. It ain't no stopping us now, cause we can prove this shit. It's me, Stu, Beats, PD, Freak G. The whole world wanna be rapping me. I'm in the flesh, let's talk about sex. Babies having babies, Generation X with the A's, everything. We ain't pure no more. And I know they gotta kill for this shit, we ain't rich. First we lost Easy, then we lost Pop. Biggie got killed with a she don't stop. Everybody wanna know what's going on with the thuggish, ruggish, bum, 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 bum. Trying to be prepared for the Y2K. And if I don't die today, I'm trying to change the world. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. You need to listen, people love rapping, but they're trying to better realize it ain't gonna happen. We done changed the world. Yeah, the voice is being heard and fair. There was coming out my guns, better arm yourself. Don't have a clue if it goes on what to do. Don't you know the government ain't for me and you? I have a dream, no, I have a wish. If we can't save ourselves, damn, let's save the kids, let the world go. Let these babies have something, let the world go. Just don't close my eyes for you kill him, he'll kill you. Some say it's stupid, but violence really lives where I come from. Hungry little kids where I come from. Just not me and where I come from. See, we're losing this world we love, and it looks like the sin it won't end. So I'm reaching high up above. Lord, let your blessings begin. And let's change the world. 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 Let's change the world.
Ba, ba, ba.
Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's change the world.
Man, this was 1999 because they're talking about Y2K, like preparing for Y2K, and their biggest complaint was babies having babies.
I caught
Like
that line.
teenage pregnancy. If they rapped about what's happening today, babies cutting off their genitalia.
Yeah.
That'd be Change the World. We need to Change the World Part 2.
Yeah, Change the World
I think
back.
the Bone Thugs are like beefing with each other. You guys need to get back together.
Yeah, change the world back to the way it was in 1999. I'd take that.
And we complained about it back then. Well,
Yeah,
I didn't.
exactly.
You did. You probably
I-
did.
I did. Yep.
Will you buy that song?
No, I didn't understand any of it. I cut that line. I got changed.
Wishbone actually had. I haven't heard that song in like 15 years. Wishbone had the best verse now. He said, "Let's not depend on government."
I
he had
heard
like a
that,
line about that.
but I didn't hear the rest. I heard "Let's not depend on the government" or something to that effect, and then I was like, okay.
You
And then
kill him, he kill you.
I couldn't understand the rest of it.
Hungry little kids, where I come from. Yeah, that's a sick song. There you go. That's a positive one.
I cannot testify to that. All I caught.
But that's why that's the mystique of Bun is like the replayability is on 100 because you have to just hear it over and over.
You have to hear it 100 times to understand what's going on.
Do you like the song though?
Yeah, it was okay. I like the chorus. That's about all I understood.
Busy Bun. Who's your favorite? Crazy or Busy? Busy's got the unique voice.
He definitely has a unique voice. He's like the Easy E of NWA.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's all very good.
You know he raps with his son now.
Yeah,
Busy Bun?
you played a couple of songs.
We reacted to that one. Yep.
Yep.
All right. Anything you want to react to or no?
The only song I could think of was I think we already reacted to. Was this?
We don't want to do repeats.
I don't
unless
know.
Unless you want to react again, and Nas, I know I can. The fans, I'm not. This is no hyperbole, Chris. The comments is ratioed for that song.
Yeah.
Nas, I know I can. They say he won't buy it because of his voice. So we'll react to yours right now. If you want, we'll react to I Know I Can one more time. A year and a half later.
Click on the link, and we already reacted to this. See, this is a positive reaction.
Oh yeah, we have. Pray, yeah. That gets a lot of views too. That gets a lot of views. Do you want to react to that again?
Not if. Turn it off.
I think what the community wants is you to react to I Know I Can. You have a chance to redeem yourself.
Oh,
you get a lot of comments.
Yeah. See,
I can show you the comment. Do you want me to read you the comments from our other one?
That's a very positive song.
Pray, yes. But we reacted to that like 6 months ago.
Okay. Well,
we reacted to Nas, I Know I Can, like one of the first, like when we first started this channel.
Okay. Well,
here we go, guys. Chris gets a chance to redeem himself. Do you think you're willing to change your mind? You gave it an 8.5. You said I almost want to buy it, but I just can't.
Sure.
Do you think in June 2023 you might? Let's see.
All right, let's see.
But I don't want you to say you're going to buy it just because you feel pressured by the community.
That's not going to happen.
Okay. And you tell me where to pause, what you don't agree with, what you disagree with, what you like. The last one, we just let it play through. And this one, I would like you to do multiple timeouts. Because the community, like, they were pissed about this one, man. I got tired of sending you the screenshots of comments. Because they just got so many. I was like, yeah, I know. It's the same shit.
I honestly don't even remember this song. So let's go ahead.
Okay.
Get that.
We'll see if Chris changes his mind almost 2 years later, actually. This was one of the first songs that we reacted to.
All right.
Now this is Mount Rushmore.
I like the beat.
But the beat changes. But you'll like it even better. At least your former self did.
It's got like a guitar riff to it.
Yeah, but I know that song of his, but that's not this one. You'll be surprised.
Okay. All right.
You'll like her?
It's ringing a bell. This piano is.
On God, this is one of the most positive songs in rap history. Next to MC Hammer, Pray. Yes, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Nas is talking about Black Rock. He's going back to the history book. Chris, what do you think so far, man? Do you remember this song?
I do. And it's definitely good. I think they would get canceled today if I tried to make this song popular today.
So last time you gave it 8.5. We'll save it till the end. There's one more verse. It's a history lesson from Nas. Dream Nasir
Great shirt.
Jones.
Great shirt.
Save the music, y'all. Coinbase early investor. Let me brag for him a bit. Coinbase early investor. I think Uber as well. Nas has done very well for himself.
Yeah. What's he worth?
A lot. I think a little less than Jay-Z, but I don't know. Maybe that's changed with Coinbase. So what do you think? About almost 2 years. We've been doing this reaction for 2 years.
Doing it longer than that, haven't we?
No, I haven't even lived here for 2 years. I moved here in July of 2021.
Yeah, we've been doing it for about 6 months when you lived in Anaheim.
No. This was new to Yuma. This was a Yuma thing.
No, we didn't.
No. I can show you the first episode, man. I was sitting right here.
We reacted to a Disturbed song in Anaheim.
Oh, but you know what? I was already moved though. My house was empty.
We had started before that though.
Okay, 2 years.
Little.
This was one of the first. So
Okay.
2 years later, you gave it a 8.5 last time. The community will not let it go. They didn't. You kept asking for positive songs, and you still did not buy this one.
So it's without a doubt very positive. I very much like the chorus. Yeah, and the girls singing. It's very catchy. And I like the lyrics.
Africa was almost robbed naked.
Don't remember that line, but
third verse.
Okay, but yeah, a super positive song. More rap should be like this.
Yes,
it should.
2004, I believe,
or
5, when around that time.
I'll probably. So to be fair, I don't know if this categorizes it as I'm going to buy it. Just I'll probably download it and play it in my car to see if I like it more.
That's a modern day buy.
Yeah.
That's a buy. Taking the time to do that is like a buy.
I'll probably download it, play it in my car a couple times, and see if it grows on me. I'm not a huge fan of Nas's voice.
You said that last time too.
I'm just not.
You're consistent. You're consistent.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I said it last time. But I'm just not. I like the chorus. I like the messaging. I like the lyrics. His voice doesn't strike me.
But the flow.
Yeah, everything else is good. It's just his voice. Honestly.
He's too New York for you, or what?
I don't know what it is. It's just something about his voice. I'm not a big fan.
But you will
have Tupac do this song. I'd probably give it a 10.
Oh, now the Nas fanboys are gonna hate you even more.
I'm just saying, I like Tupac's voice.
You had a chance to redeem yourself. Okay.
Is that not fair?
Semi redemption.
I think that's fair. I like Tupac's voice.
Tupac had a beef with Nas early on.
Well, then yeah, the Nas fans aren't going to like that comment. But I'm just saying, I like Tupac's voice better.
Well, they're both on Mount Rushmore, at least on my Mount Rushmore of rap. Yeah. You got to put Jay-Z up there, Snoop Dogg. Those are the 4. The 5th one's got to be Biggie. I think that's it, right? How many people are on Mount Rushmore?
I don't know.
4? There's only 4?
I'd only have 1.
If you can only put 4 people on rap's Mount Rushmore, that would be tough. If you could put 5, you can sneak Biggie in there.
I'd have 1. So that'd be Tupac. That's the only one I really know anything about.
Who would the one president be? Trump? You'd have Trump as your Mount Rushmore?
I don't know. There's so much about all of them I dislike. I don't know.
George Washington.
So I've said this before. In my lifetime, strictly from political stance, from what they've accomplished, Trump's in my lifetime the best president. But he's
in your lifetime, but that's like our lifetimes are short.
But he's such an ass, and there's so many other things I don't care about the guy.
That's what I'm saying. Like the reason Biden won, I don't think it's cheating. I could be wrong, and the sad thing is, if I'm wrong, I wouldn't be surprised. Sure. But I don't think that's what. Like if I had to put money, I don't think that's what happened. I think people voted for not Trump.
Oh, in terms of why Trump lost, I think Ben Shapiro probably has it right. It's not that he was cheated per se, but in a sense he was. They just changed the rules in such a way that it just made it impossible for him to win. By giving Democrats in all areas of the country the opportunity to go door to door and ask for ballots and tell them here, just vote for this person.
Well, why Republicans can do that too?
They can. They just didn't. They weren't set up.
They didn't. They're not grassroots minded. That's why.
Nope.
They need to be grassroots minded.
They changed the rules within the last 6 months of the election.
Yeah, but they changed it for both sides.
But only the Democrats were set up to take advantage of it.
Too bad.
I understand.
The market decides, man.
Sure.
Anyway, so you will there's some semi-redemption.
Yeah, I'm gonna play the song for my wife, see if she likes it, see if she's heard it.
Like you have a semi.
That's what she said, sure. Need some more Viagra.
We did the PDE5 last time. Okay, so should I call Dr. Joe and ask him?
Sure.
Okay, let me call him. I guess we'll just do a live on the show. If people stay this long, they'll just stay a little longer. Keep them entertained while I call Dr. Joe.
We've only been recording for 2 hours and 4 minutes.
Just tell them why we're calling while I'm calling.
Explain it to whatever audience there is.
Yeah, it's all you, man.
So this is another channel. It's the Dr. Joe channel. We are going to add some more content, as we've been advised that one video a month is not enough content. We're going to have to pay to have this done. We're making sure Dr. Joe is up for this.
He's up for it.
You talked to him already?
No, he didn't answer, but he's probably doing something with his kid, but he'll call me back.
All right.
He's gonna be down for it. What we really want to do is do a pre-show. But are you sure you don't have a reaction? Like any video? Any video you want me to react to, man. I did like 4. And I didn't have any in mind when we started. Could be anything, man.
Anything. You're putting me on the spot.
We did Jokic. We did BlackRock. Do you like Jokic, by the way, from that clip I sent you?
When did you send the clip?
He didn't want to go to the parade. He didn't want to go to that.
No, we watched that. You didn't send it to me. We watched it.
No, I know. Do you like him after seeing that, or is it
that was funny. That was very funny.
He's like, what do you mean parade? What? Not. We can do this.
Yeah. Europeans are very funny.
Yeah.
Because they're very, very straight.
We are
very upfront with their thoughts, and oftentimes it's very funny.
Yeah, we are.
Can't think of any songs.
Oh, Chris, you're killing me, man.
I'm sure you've had to have heard this song.
Yeah, pick something I haven't heard, man.
Have you heard this one?
I don't know. I am rather limited in my. And if Dr. Joe calls mid song, I'll answer.
Okay.
Because we got to get a pre-show in.
Have you heard that one?
Meredith Brooks, bitch.
Yeah.
A Life Boost coffee commercial in the meantime. So shout out to our sponsor, by the way. But you guys annoy the fuck out of this commercial. But the coffee's great. Here. They probably don't want this after the 2-hour mark.
So let me summarize what this song's about.
Yeah, let's do the plug after the 2-hour mark.
Okay.
They probably want this at the beginning of the video, but 2-hour mark underneath the video is a link to Life Boost. This is probiotic. It's got bifidobacteria in it. Dr. Hazen's a star, by the way. She's on Twitter Spaces. Please.
I was just going to say, you cannot find a more healthy coffee out there.
No. Do you drink this?
Okay.
Have you tried?
I just got a grinder literally on Father's Day. It was a Father's Day gift.
So you have this one.
So I got a grinder. I
You have
got the
this one.
beans. Yeah, I got the beans. I was waiting to grind the Life Boost beans until I'm ready to record because they said they wanted me to record the first time trying it.
That's right.
So,
Oh, I haven't opened this one either. I haven't tried this one.
then you
I've
gotta
been
record
drinking
it.
this one for 3 months, maybe more.
Uh,
This is the one with the bifidobacteria. It's the probiotics brew.
Is it pre-ground?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's cold brew only. If you boil this, you fuck it up. Like the bacteria is gone. Sorry, Life Boost, for the F word. And then this one, they probably don't want that either. They probably fucked up picking us as their
You.
ambassador. No, you too, because you don't do shit.
I don't swear.
Yeah, but you still drink Folgers, and they give you all this stuff.
Okay.
Delicious, rare, exotic coffee for true connoisseurs. This is not Chris yet.
Yeah.
He can't even react to it yet.
Yeah,
Anyways,
yeah.
I love it. Link underneath. This is my favorite. I haven't tried that one yet, but that's meant to be hot. This one's cold. Probiotics, bifidobacteria. Dr. Hazen is a star on Twitter Spaces.
I got a message directly for the CEO of Life Boost. Please stop.
What was his name?
I can't remember, but please stop sending your advertisements. Every YouTube video I click on starts with a Life Boost commercial, and it's just driving
me too, man.
It's driving me nuts at this point.
They're wasting so much money on me and you. Like, we don't need to be like
Convinced.
We are already fans.
Yeah, convinced. And it's every single video I click on, I got to watch a Life Boost commercial.
Me too. And it's always this old lady saying,
Yes,
"Oh gosh, I ran out."
And her voice is so irritating at this point.
I just skipped it. You know what? I never watched the whole thing. I don't know what she actually says when she says, "Oh geez, I ran out." Have you?
The whole thing. Yeah,
what does she say?
It. She just talks, and then she talks about she's kidding. She's got plenty of Life Boost in the closet.
Clickbait.
Yeah.
Clickbait.
Yeah, it's just so aggravating.
I haven't got that far because I'm like, how are you running out if you're an ambassador? You're not supposed to run out.
So, okay, so you're starting the song. Before you start this song...
And by the way, hold on. Life Boost CEO, like, no offense to this old lady, but like, why don't you have me and Chris on these ads? We'd be way better.
Somebody was
imagine Chris,
not such an irritating voice. My God, her voice is so irritating.
I don't know why. It's either her or an old guy. Yeah. Like, compared to him, you're young, and I mean no disrespect by this.
No, I get it.
You're young.
I would agree.
And then me, I'm a baby. Like, I'm out the womb compared to that guy. Come on, man. Life Boost CEO. Like, consider me and Chris in your ads. We won't even charge. Yeah, all right, so what is this song? Meredith Brooks?
So this...
Bitch?
To summarize, this song's...
We might lose our ambassador status after this.
We might, especially after I say what I'm about to say.
You're not done.
No. This is a description of a typical woman, this song. Typical woman. You understand?
I'm speechless. I don't know what to say.
They're just in this song. Meredith describes what a woman is, what she is. Okay,
it's not often I'm speechless. I have nothing to say to this. Like, I just want to watch. All right. The beat sounds exactly the same. Either the mezcal's kicking in, or the beat sounds just like I Know I Can.
Okay.
No?
Similar, I suppose.
Let's hear it again. Tell me if I'm tripping. It's the same shit so far.
Then you should like it.
All right. Yeah, I do. Now it's different.
Yep.
I hate the world today. You're so good to me, I know, but I can't change. Tried to tell you, but you look at me like maybe I'm an angel underneath.
I need to know a few things. You see, I introduced things properly with context. You didn't even mention the artist. You just talk Life Boost.
Meredith Brooks.
Okay, now, but country of origin, year.
So definitely America. I could be wrong though. I'm gonna guess 2000, but that's a guess. I'm looking it up now.
I mean, approximate's fine. When on Nas I said 0405, it's somewhere in there.
97.
Yeah, plus or minus 3, just like any protocol.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
What
yeah,
else? Nothing else I need to know. That's it.
This is
I don't
the
know
only,
shit about this lady.
So this is, I really like this song. This is the only song I know by her, so I assume this was her biggest hit.
But who is she? A singer, an actress? What?
Yeah, singer. Yeah, singer.
Well,
I don't even know how popular she was. This is the only song I know.
So you don't know anything either, other than this song.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Innocent and sweet. Yesterday I cried. You must have been relieved to see the softer side. I can understand how you'd be so confused. I don't envy you. I'm a little bit of everything. All rolled into one. I'm a bitch. I'm a
Oh, this song. I'm a bitch, I'm a mother, I'm a lover, I'm a daughter.
Oh, so you do know it.
Who hasn't? Chris, you're insulting, man.
Wait. There's
Come
so
on,
many,
man.
There's so
I
many,
was a freshman during this song.
So there are so many songs that I've told you do not know. It's
From
just like,
the
that's not
80s,
possible.
From
She
the
said-
80s, early 90s.
Yes. But she
90s,
says,
late 90s, I know all of them.
she says that's not possible. That you don't know these songs.
Julie,
So-
it is very possible. But
No,
this one I know.
she tells me I'm lying.
No,
I'm like,
Chris
no,
is
you
not
didn't
lying.
know the song.
Chris is not lying. There's many songs. Even Dora's amazed. She's like, "What do you mean?" Even like certain movies.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know that shit."
What you've heard.
I watched the same movie 100 times. Friday and Goodfellas.
Yeah.
And then I missed out on a whole bunch of other ones. But this one I know, of course. This is a good one.
Well, you didn't know it till a minute in.
Yeah, because the hook, the chorus is like the good
Okay.
part. But
The
we
rest-
haven't reacted to it, so let's go. And I've never seen the video.
lover, I'm a child, I'm a mother, I'm a sinner, I'm a saint. I do not feel ashamed. I'm your help, I'm your dream. I'm nothing in between. You know you wouldn't want it any other way.
All right, time out.
This is the beginning. Well, I don't know the beginning, but it's the early stages of feminist movement.
So, would you agree with that line though? That last line.
I don't remember. Which one? I'm a bitch. I'm a mother.
No, she basically says that I'm the extremes, and you wouldn't have it any other way. Would you agree with that?
I wouldn't have it any other way. A bitch and a mother are extremes.
So, but basically, what she's saying is she's a saint and a devil.
Yeah,
Let's
we
say
all
devil.
are.
But she's only at the extremes, right? So you're either getting the angel or a devil.
There's no in between with her.
Yeah. Would you and you wouldn't have it any other way? Do you agree with that line? I'm putting Dora on the spot here.
No.
No. Okay.
Disagree.
Okay.
We need stability in our lives as men.
At least a little.
Yeah, this was the beginning of the feminist movement.
Yeah. Well, that's not true.
In my opinion.
The feminist movement started in the 60s.
When women started saying it's okay that I'm a bitch, is the beginning of the slippery slope.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like Andrew Tate here, but that's
you kind of do, but okay.
We're gonna lose subscribers and Life Boost ambassadorship. Fuck it, I'll still buy the coffee.
So take me as I am. This may mean you'll have to be a stronger man.
See that part right there. Take me as I am. This may mean you'll have to be a stronger man.
Yeah.
How do you interpret that in 2023?
This means you have to take second seat to me. That's the way I take it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this is the beginning. I'm surprised you like this song. This is like the early days of where we are.
Yeah, unfortunately, it went a little too far, didn't it?
I mean, we talked 2 hours about this, basically.
Yeah.
Rest assured that when I start to make you nervous and I'm going to extremes, tomorrow I will change and today won't mean a thing.
See, today will mean a thing to us. I mean, it will to guys. To the girls, it won't. Maybe.
Sure. Well, no, I don't necessarily
I
know
couldn't
that I
be
agree
with
with
a
that.
lady this extreme.
But isn't that what you brought up, Andrew Tate? Isn't that what he's speaking to? Is kind of beta males who put up and tolerate
Speaking of
everything?
beta males that bow down to women.
Yeah, which is what she's
But
saying too.
putting up with extremes is a little bit different. Like you could just get unlucky and end up with a girl like this. Thankfully, like that's not me. But I mean, women have the tendencies to do this, all of them.
Yeah,
But
and
there's
I
some
think,
that are stuck on this.
sure, it's a 24/7, whereas most women it's just during that time of month. Not to piss off everybody, but
Yeah,
I
this
mean,
show will
isn't that?
never get monetized.
But it's true. Come on, everybody knows it. Even the females that don't want to admit it.
Hi, ladies.
I'm a bitch, I'm a lover, I'm a child, I'm a mother, I'm a sinner, I'm a saint. I do not feel ashamed. I'm your help, I'm your dream. I'm nothing in between. You know you wouldn't want it any other way.
There's a book I'm reading, Wild Side, I think. It's on my Kindle. I got it. Let me get it so I give people the right info. But basically, it says, I'll tell you the name.
While you're looking for that,
The Way of Men. It says regarding, well, let's go back because we have to dissect this last bars. Hold on. She's got bars. I'm not gonna lie, she's got bars, but it's scaring me a little bit. Hold on.
I'm your dream. I'm nothing in between. You know you wouldn't want it any other way.
No. See, I disagree. So women should never be the source of your happiness. They should enhance your happiness, but they should not be the source. As a man,
should
you need to
anybody
be the source.
wait. Should anybody be your source of happiness?
No, you need to be as a man or as a woman too. But I'm talking as a man because I'm not a woman.
Yeah.
You need to be the source. The women should enhance
Sure.
your happiness. But listen, I'll go back 10 more seconds. She's alluding to the opposite.
Mother, I'm a sinner, I'm a saint. I do not feel ashamed. I'm your help, I'm your dream. I'm nothing in between. You know you wouldn't want it any other way.
You wouldn't want it any other way. I actually would. Like, I wouldn't want that extremes.
But some people do like that.
Yeah, but though she's saying like if you wouldn't want it any other way, you're lacking something that she's providing it.
So what that tells me, so I've actually been in a relationship similar to what she's describing. Okay.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah. And what it is when you're in those extremes, it's adrenaline. Both are adrenaline and dopamine, yes. So it's dopamine on the good side, it's adrenaline on the bad.
Cortisol.
Yeah. So you just get these extremes and you get used to it.
But you wouldn't have it any other way is what she's saying. I disagree.
I do too. I freaking got out of there.
Yeah, exactly.
But the point is you do get addicted to this.
That's bad. You get addicted to porn, you get addicted to all kinds of shit.
And like you pointed out, chemically you get addicted
to
the dopamine and to the testosterone.
Huberman says like things that spike your dopamine feels good and it's addictive, but your baseline, just as high as it spikes from your baseline, it crashes below your baseline the same distance.
But the effects after testosterone are dopamine releases too. So it's all about dopamine.
Yeah.
Which is very
dopamine. that is the reward for going out and hunting or getting something.
Yeah.
And testosterone's the motivation for going
Yeah.
out and getting it.
Yeah.
So if you're loading yourself up with dopamine spikes, it's not good because the dopamine comes back to baseline, and just as high as it goes above baseline, it goes down the same distance below baseline. So chronically, your baseline's going down, and then it's harder to get up. Literally, T. With a lot of the guys addicted to porn.
Yeah.
Literal sense.
Yeah, yeah.
But I disagree with what she said about you wouldn't have it any other way.
I
mean,
think-
for a relationship, like a marriage, I would have it a different way.
Sure.
For a fuck around, yeah, okay.
So it could be fun for a month.
Yeah. But she looks like she's at least mid-30s here.
Sure.
You don't want, like Nas said, you're in your second childhood married it. Right now, she's in her fourth childhood. Fuck. Is she still around?
I have no idea.
And that's her play the guitar. That's her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got respect for that.
Just when you think you got me figured out, the season's already changing. I think it's cool you do what you do, and don't try to save me. I'm a bitch, I'm a
She also said, "Don't try to save me." Not to get too Jordan Peterson on this, but he could probably write a diatribe on this.
Oh, absolutely. He could write a book on this. Not just a diatribe.
I had to rewind it 10 seconds to hear that again. Maybe like 15. I don't think I'm okay with this.
Just when you think you got me figured out, the season's already changing. I think it's cool you do what you do, and don't try to save me.
Yeah, don't try to say, well, Snoop and Tupac said you can't save a hoe, you can't make a hoe a housewife. Like, they already know this stuff. They have the antidote to this.
I'm sure that's true 199 out of 1,000 times.
So there's one or two cases where Captain Save a Hoe works.
Probably, but usually no.
It's the odds are against you.
Very much so. And to finish that thought, she's even saying,
Don't even try.
Don't even try, because it's not going to happen.
And there's still guys that try.
Yep.
The guys that try are alpha or beta.
So they're probably beta, but the ones you can be successful with as a guest would be the ones that are crying for help, right? This woman is nowhere near wanting help, so you're not going to change her, right? The ones
I think the ones crying for help are worse.
You think so? The ones that are saying, I got to get out of this lifestyle. I wish somebody would just give me a lifeline. You think those are worse?
I think that's codependency, and it gets down another, there could be another song about that.
Oh, that's probably definitely true. I'm not saying you can save all of them. I'm just saying those would be the ones you may have a shot at. You still got no shot because it's 1 in 1,000.
I saw a tweet the other day. It said 97% of women are not worthy of marriage. Here's how you could find one that is. And it's like a whole thread. So thank God I'm married already. I think it's getting a lot worse.
It's for sure getting a lot worse. I don't care how much you can blame age on that statement, but no.
Nah, I think it's the times. There is actually there's some positive. So this generation after Z, I think it's called Generation Alpha.
Yeah.
I think your kids are actually in that generation. I think they are going to be the first ones to rebel. It's either them or the ones after. They're going to rebel against social media because they're the kids whose parents forced them to be on YouTube and be YouTube stars, and their parents are oversharing everything, and they're going to rebel against that and just be very private. So I think we might get back to some normalcy as far as being out there and being high drama and trying to get attention and all that stuff.
I hadn't heard that. That makes sense.
It makes
I-
sense. You could only hope.
I've heard something else that also makes sense.
You can only hope because they're going to be the generation taking care of our old asses when we're in nursing
Sure.
homes.
What I heard was, conservatives are having 3 times as many babies, and leftists choose not to have children, or they abort their children,
Or they cut off their genitals.
yeah, or that too, or they cut off their children's genitals, and they've been
Well,
raised
they can't.
and they've been raised in that household. So it's a matter of the conservatives are reproducing at a higher rate. That's also what I've heard. I don't know. Both seem to make sense to me.
Yeah, but
Combination of
it's
two.
either Gen Alpha or the one after that. They're the kids that were forced to be YouTube stars to get views.
Sure.
'Cause nothing gets more likes than a baby now.
Sure.
They're gonna resent that shit.
And around the same. I do not feel ashamed. I'm your help, I'm your dream. I'm nothing in between. You know you wouldn't want it any other way. I'm a bitch, I'm a team. I'm a goddess on my knees. When you hurt, when you suffer, I'm your angel undercover. I've been numb, I'm revived. Can't say I'm not alive. You know I wouldn't want it any other
Hold on.
What are you doing?
I thought that guy was throwing up a different sign. I had to see what. I was texting. I think that we might get Dr. Joe on this like live right now too.
Okay.
He can just jump in. Dr. Joe's got some shit. Let's save it for the last 30 seconds. Hold on. It's funny shit too. Meredith Brooks fans, I apologize for so many pauses, but you guys have got issues apparently. Nice to see the video, and I mean that song is like it's stuck in my head from high school. I remember on the radio, you couldn't avoid this song at the 97. You said, right?
Yeah, I was slightly surprised when you said you hadn't heard this in the first minute.
Oh yeah, only the chorus is like memorable.
Okay.
It's a good song. Like it's been stuck in my head for apparently 2 decades, almost 3.
Yeah, you got to hear it again.
I mean, it's a great song. I don't agree with the message. Well, it's nothing you can disagree with. There's women like this. I agree with that. I don't agree that that's something all men should want. There's certain men that are attracted to that. It's fine.
But it's the men that live under that save a hoe. They don't have to be a hoe. They just
Captain
have to be-
Save a Ho. E40 made the song Captain Save a Ho. Don't make me react to that while we wait for Dr. Joe.
Not much. I just
I've
saw your
been,
message at the last
dude.
second.
We're in the middle of a 2.5 hour podcast, but look at this, man. I've been telling Chris he's got to read this. Just tell Chris, like in one sentence or two, why this is a must read for Chris.
Wait, before you do. Wait. Before you do. My testosterone level's 1200.
He's got to
Do I-
throw that in there. I don't know why, but
Do I,
it's a little weird.
do I need to read about decreasing my testosterone?
Oh, maybe you need to drink more atrazine.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Then you're fine. Just move it to any big city and you're good.
You're probably fine. I mean, I'm just curious. Do you do anything in particular that makes your testosterone 1200 or?
So I exercise a lot, but even when I would take long breaks, it's always remained in the 1,000 range.
Okay.
It's genetic. My dad had high testosterone as well.
Well, that's good. That's very interesting because you don't see a lot of people with a natural testosterone level that high.
And his keeps spiking. The more atrazine he drinks, the higher it goes.
That's not true, but it's true.
Dr. Joe, back to business. The real reason we asked you on. The videographer came over to my house. And so Monday's going to be with that Italian restaurant. Okay,
Right.
we
Yeah,
got it set up. It's going to be great, man. It's going to be great.
And so
I
wait, but they're closed, right?
No, they're closed in July. Like all of July. So I had to get it in that day or else we would have to wait till August.
Okay, I see.
And he's fresh in my mind and me as well in his, so I don't want him to I want to keep that relationship going because I think we can do a few podcasts there in the future.
Okay.
But it'll be about insulin resistance and like just in general, like good fats and all that
we're
stuff.
doing
And it's
insulin
perfect.
resistance.
I think so, or whatever you think would be appropriate for like an authentic, healthy Italian restaurant.
Oh,
Omega 3s. I think insulin resistance, no?
well, yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, but like, are we gonna? I mean, we can't talk about what we're eating, though, right?
Why not? He
I guess
imports
we
all his
could.
stuff from Italy. All the cheeses and meats are from Italy. The breads are from here, but
Yeah, I mean, see, I wish we had a culinary expert. Like, I wish we had a master chef because the master chef would be able to say, like, oh yeah, that cheese has this in it, and
we'll get that next. That's in our budget. I think what we can do is like what we're about to do right here. We'll do a few reactions to break the ice, but we should do like a 15-minute or a 10-minute just preview of what our episode's going to be about a few days before we actually shoot.
So,
oh boy, okay.
And like we can put this on our show and on your show, like
So
on Chris and Dan and on Dr. Joe.
Just a thought on maybe making it easier to do that. What about shooting an episode in advance, right? So always having one waiting, and you can take pieces of that as your 10-minute preview, right? And run that opposed to doing something entirely separate. Are you following what I'm saying?
Yeah, we can do that, but he'll charge us more because he's what I agreed to with him is like 4 1-minute clips every like 1-minute clip every week for a month from the same video. So it'll be like backwards.
Okay.
Right. Like it'll already be published and then he'll do the shorts.
Got it.
And it'll link to the main video.
Okay. Well, I was just trying to think of a way to prevent you guys from having to do more work, right?
But I think we can, like, for Chris and Dan show, we can cross promote. Like, we can do a preview, and then we can put that same little clip on the Dr. Joe show. Like, hey, this is a preview for the one we're shooting, and on Monday we're gonna actually be in a restaurant with an owner, and we're talking this and that. We wanted to get your take on that, Rick James. What you feel?
Well, I think that's good. I mean, yeah, you're gonna get more clicks, you're gonna get more visits, just
The algorithms are pushing the shorts. Like YouTube algorithms are definitely pushing the shorts.
Yeah, I mean, the shorts pop up on my feed all the time, and some of them I'm compelled to click on if I'm interested enough. So I think it's about the caption we choose. Like, we need to choose captions that are going to be tantalizing and might piss people off. Because
he even said, have Dr. Joe tell me the minute marks where the shorts need to be, and I'll give him like those little minutes, and then I'll upload them.
Will aspartame kill you? I mean, it's stuff like that people click on, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like they're really
really inflammatory, not necessarily physiologically, but inflammatory mentally.
Inflammatory, like cytokines, or like just
No, just
psychologically?
things that
Psychologically.
things that pique interest, especially in the negative.
Okay.
Yeah, you
So
got me thinking about like 20 things right now.
I
Yeah.
just thought it was like so cool. Like I literally did not mention it. Like our text convo this morning. Christina the Archangel, I was on her podcast. She talks forever, man. I couldn't get like a word in. So
hmm
just like get your words in on her when you go on her show. But
She
then
hasn't
he
written
came.
me back.
Yeah, they're like
Like
that.
I wrote him back with like my whole schedule scheme, and I haven't heard anything. And I think, and that was when I talked. It was like 2 weeks ago or something now. She must
Wow.
be busy, or I don't know what's going on. But I mean, I'm still happy to come on her show. I just
I'm
sounds
gonna
like our
message her.
schedules aren't compatible. But
It's okay. Whatever. Ours is better, man. Like we're gonna deal with this guy on Monday. But I just wanted to give you like that good news and get your take on from a creative aspect. Like, do you think these
cool.
previews are good idea to do?
Yeah, of course, definitely. I mean, those previews or those little nuggets, as I like to call them. I mean, those are reasons why I've watched whole interviews on things like Anthony J's short clip with Rich Cooper. I think it was
With
5
Rich
minutes.
Cooper, I saw that too. I'm a fan of both of them now.
And then I went to their big interview, and I think their big interview was like an hour and a half, and
Yep.
I just devoured the whole thing. I
I
mean,
did
like,
too. It's basically the book in a podcast.
yeah,
Like that's what it is. Chris, if you don't want to read the book, I'll send you a link to the
yeah. The
All right.
podcast.
podcast is at least good to watch because
Mm.
you're supporting like Richard Cooper, who's doing a lot of good. So
Okay, so to break the ice for our like 8-minute preview, Chris really wanted me and you to react to this song that he picked. I've never heard it, neither have you, I don't think.
No, that's
I
not
can't
true.
speak for you.
Dan, you have heard it, but I don't think you've seen the video.
Oh, okay.
So Rick James, to my understanding,
Rick James.
to my understanding,
should I change that or?
We could
no,
change it. It's Dr. Joe show. Chris and Dan show. We're live again. This is Dr. Joe.
Rick
Okay,
James.
not
It
Rick
says.
James. It says Rick James. And he might very well be.
I don't know why it says that, guys. I think there's a glitch.
I put my feet on your couch. I put my feet on your couch, bitch.
So as far as I understand, you're a big fan of rap, right? I hear you.
Huge. He raps to the MAs. Hold on.
Right.
Another
okay.
reason reason they love you, man, is
Okay.
they get like a free concert with you in there.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I gotta be
Not
clear.
Foothill.
Like,
I'm not talking Foothill. I don't know those people.
no,
Maine.
like I'm just talking like the whole rap thing. I mean, there's some rap that I grew up with that I appreciated, but I don't actively listen to rap anymore. I mean, the last rap I listened to was D12,
Me too.
Eminem.
Me
stuff.
too. I don't actively listen anymore either. I actively listen to the old stuff.
Yeah, the old stuff is the best. I mean,
Rest
I don't
in peace,
think
DMX.
Huh?
Rest in peace, DMX. They try to blame his death on drugs.
No, there was a post that he got one of the shots, and then he died a couple days later. So
Yep.
no, they can't say that.
They're tarnishing his legacy.
He was, I mean, like he already made the music about how he got over drugs. Why would he start doing drugs again? He was happy with a family. That's nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this is news to me. Did he die of a vaccine?
I think he did.
Well, the story is he died of drugs.
Sure.
So that's the way they're spinning it.
Yeah.
Okay.
While Anthony Fauci posted an article in January of this year saying that flu shots and COVID shots don't work. So.
But keep getting it. Get your 6th booster while you're at it.
Yeah. Keep on getting them, but yeah, they don't. Yeah.
Makes all the sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So, anyways, back to the icebreaker.
Yeah. So you're a fan of rap, at least old school, which means you're probably not a fan of country. Usually that's a fairly certain. I don't know what I'm looking for words wise, but you're probably not a country fan. Is that fair to say?
I like folk. I like Johnny Cash. I like the quality old country.
Johnny Cash is. I'm sorry. Johnny Cash is very similar to rap, though, in my opinion.
Johnny Cash has bars.
Yeah.
Johnny Cash can spit.
So
yeah,
I listened to a song about him just talking about different mailing addresses. I forgot what it is, but like a postal codes. You guys know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Crazy. I could listen to him rap about anything.
So Dan actually likes this song, and he's like,
I do? I don't remember this.
You do.
Okay.
So I think he's like you. So he likes this country song. Additionally, this song has a lot of political innuendo in it. So yeah, you seem to like following politics a bit more than Dan.
RFK Jr., man.
So,
RFK Jr. That's my guy.
I think you'll like this song. That's why I specifically picked up this song. I think you'll like this song. Maybe I'll
remember it.
You might be reciting this song to the MAs very soon.
The MAs get a different variety of genres now. They're gonna love you even more, man. Let's go. Let's go.
I'll give you $50 cash.
All right, that's cool.
All right, we got ourselves a deal. Don't spend that all in one place.
Don't spend it all.
There, man.
This is original guitar, man. All these. Yeah,
I can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
Is there music?
Not yet. It's just words. The guy's
talking.
Oh yeah.
You can hear
hey, I like the life. You're wearing Life Boost. Hold on. We gotta give this.
Wait. You had a perfect thought. Don't
I know. We'll go right back. But Life Boost Ambassador. We were just talking about it, guys. You can't get enough of this stuff. Bifidobacteria.
For an hour now.
Look at that. Dr. Joe is the original. Thanks to Dr. Joe, Chris, we are Life Boost ambassadors as well.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be.
Proud of it.
I wouldn't be drinking this stuff either. So thank you, Dr. Joe.
And for those who are now confused, who are joining late, Rick James is Dr. Joe. Just FYI.
Yeah, but he's Rick James for right now. Look at this. Look at this.
So
image.
Do we recognize these four presidents?
Nixon, Trump, Obama, Clinton.
There you go.
Yep.
Clinton's the funniest in the video, in my opinion.
All right, let's go. Dr. Joe, tell me if you can hear or not.
Okay.
Blame the whiskey on the beer, blame the beer on the whiskey.
Ah,
blame the morning on the night for who's lying here with me. Blame the bar for the band, blame the band for the song for the party that went all night long. But it ain't my fault. No, it ain't my fault. Might have had a little fun, not a wrong got done, but it ain't my fault. Blame the heart for the hurting, blame the hurting on the heart, blame the dark on the devil on the dark, blame the ex for the drinking, blame the drinking for the ex, blame the 2-for-1 tequilas for whatever happens next. But
wow, that's a bar. Blame the 2-for-1 tequilas for whatever happens next.
Yep.
No personal responsibility anymore.
And that's pretty much what the song is about. Just blame anything else.
blame everything.
Everything else.
Blame fast food instead of blaming you for buying that shit. That's a segue into our next topic with Dr. Joe. What do you think so far, Dr. Joe?
Well, yeah, it's hard to hear all the lyrics. I can pick up some of it, but I mean, yeah, I should listen to it with a direct connection. Probably. I think it's just my phone.
Oh, you're on the phone. No wonder.
Well, yeah. I mean, you texted me this thing, and I'm like, okay.
My bad.
It's okay. I mean, actually, my phone has a camera. I don't have a computer camera, so.
Okay. This is the only way we get Dr. Joe on. But this is a great song, man. I'm bumping this thing right now.
It ain't my fault. No, it need an alibi. Find me a witness who can testify. You made a mistake, you got the wrong guy. I'm only guilty of a damn good time. No, it ain't my fault.
Wow.
He was not an Obama voter. Not an Obama voter.
Not a fan of Obama, huh? The audacity of hope. Not
He blown out his own TV screen.
a 1-star review on Amazon. Audacity of hope.
Yeah, if that.
Ooh.
This part's great. Clinton got to go back and have a second look.
Blame my reason on my name, blame my name on my reason, blame my lack to know I'm better on public education, blame smoke on the fire, blame fire on the smoke, blame the fight on the bouncer that couldn't take a joke, but it ain't my fault. I got my hands up, I need an alibi, find me a witness who can testify. You made a mistake, you got the wrong guy. I'm only guilty of a damn good time. No, it ain't my fault. No, it ain't my fault. No, it ain't my fault.
Bush is dumb. Hey, check that out.
Was that?
That was Bush, and he's stupid. He's got the bag of money on his trunk, and all the cash is flying out.
He's a warmonger. He's the biggest warmonger president we've had in our lifetime.
I don't necessarily disagree with the fact that, and I don't want to get into a political conversation, but I think he was kind of stupid, especially the.
But now the neocons are on the left. Like it used to be they are on the right. Now they're on the left.
Yep, that's absolutely true. But it's just funny the personas that they attribute to the characters in this video. Like Clinton, he goes back to look. He goes back to look at the woman as she's walking by, and he's trying to run away from the police. It's so true. It's funny.
Clinton was a gangster. Dr. Joe, I know you can only hear a little bit, but what are you thinking?
It's a very thoughtful video. I mean, they put a lot of effort.
A for effort. The song's pretty cool too, man.
Yeah, you gotta listen to it on something with.
I gotta send it to you.
A little better speakers.
Man, it's cool. It's almost over, but Dr. Joe, man, I agree. The aesthetics are definitely pleasing on this one. They did put thought into this.
So, do you agree with my analysis, Dan? Dr. Joe would appreciate this from the political and lyrical standpoint.
Yeah, based on our text convos. And by the way, Jaime Valles, this is a direct, shot at you. Where are you, man? You've been invited multiple times to in person. You got another invite Monday. Jaime Valles, the NP. Come on, man. Let's get on Dr. Joe's show. Let's get on Chris and Dan's show. He's got the strongest opinions of all of us.
Sounds like he's getting thrown under the bus to me, but yeah, get on the show.
Jaime Valles, NP. You have podcast in your head, man. You need to start your own show. Let's go. Hey, there's Hillary. That's crooked Hillary.
She bailed Bill Clinton out once again.
Trump drinking the aspartame. He's weaving. He's in. He
got no help. Nobody's helping him over the wall.
No. He needs a Diet Coke. Look at him.
So the wall he wants to build is confining him and getting him in trouble.
Man, this is a lot of aesthetics here.
Yeah, there's a lot of imagery to kind of break down and analyze.
I think Dr. Joe's a new fan. I don't know about you guys, but Dr. Joe seems to be a new fan.
He would be if he could hear it.
He could hear most of it. Oh?
Songs do not sound good on your phone.
True. So, what are you thinking about our Monday? Like, what's the best way? I think this is good promotion for the video. What's the best way to go about it? It's real ingredients. So I've eaten here like 4 times. It's Italian food. You will not get full. Like
What? Wait, what?
It's real Italian food.
That you will not get full on? That's
You do
impossible.
not get full. Like you eat it, you do not feel full like Americanized Italian food. It's straight from Italy.
So that's my problem. That's why I'm full air, like spaghetti, lasagna.
Yeah, no, that's carb. You're getting
Most
hit by a diabetic truck.
most filling food there
Diabetic.
is.
Yeah, no. A dump truck of diabetes is hitting you after you come out of like Olive Garden, for example. This is very different. So what would be a good that's insulin, no?
What?
That's like an insulin spike. The reason you feel that way after eating at Olive Garden is the insulin spike, no?
You could also say it's alkaline tide from all the acid that you're secreting, and it's all the bicarb that's released when you secrete acid.
So, just to break this down for the more layman viewers, such as myself, so when your stomach is full, when your stomach is full, and you have a feeling of fullness, this feeling that you're receiving is from acid.
Well, it's because a lot of your acid got quenched by your food, and your stomach has to make more acid. And to make more acid, it has to dump bicarb from the cells. So the bicarb makes you sleepy.
So that's the carb crash.
So is that more the culprit? Is that more the culprit at Thanksgiving than the what's it called? Tetrazine? Tryptophan. There we go. Is that more the culprit then?
No, tryptophan does make you sleepy. That is a part of it.
Okay. So,
but I mean, people just overeat as well. So, you know.
But that fullness and the fact that all the acid that you've had in your stomach is being utilized.
So maybe that's the topic then. More simple. Carb crash. What is a carb crash?
Well, there you go. That would be a good video.
You think you could go an hour on this? Because like insulin resistance has to come into it, no?
Carb crash. Well, I think it's carb crash is related to glycemic index.
There you go.
And I think there's other factors in there, like there's whether it's a whole food or whether it's pure sugar, because you eat the white pithy connective tissue of an orange, and that has a lot of protein in it, and that sort of temporizes the sugary effects that you get from just drinking orange juice that's been
fructose,
processed.
right?
Yeah, I mean fructose is what makes fruit taste good. If fruit had nothing but glucose in it, it would taste really weird.
Yeah.
That's why Gatorade used to be good for you in the 90s, and it doesn't taste and it didn't taste as good. Now Gatorade tastes good, and athletes don't use it because it doesn't help them recover.
Yeah.
The Gatorade company, just like Powerade, like they all failed, and they're still failing miserably. But they're failing in that they have gotten everybody addicted to their product, but they're not actually making anybody healthier. So.
But they're making that money, Dr. Joe.
Yeah, because it's all about
Coca-Cola on Gatorade. The same ones that make Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Sprinkle a little sucralose in there on the Gatorade Zero. You get yourself a good combo. Electrolyte sucralose.
Oh
man. This is why we got to get Dr. Joe like on tilt so we can get this episode like to be a classic. Do you think we can go an hour on this topic?
On carb crash?
Yeah.
Yes, you could easily.
And all the tangents. Glycemic index, insulin resistance, What happens with chronic carb crashes if you have a carb crash every day for 10 years, 5 years?
Well,
Do you always have a carb crash? Is it inevitable if you eat too many carbs you'll have a carb crash? I mean, there's so many ways you could go with this.
well, I think I don't know. I mean, I think the carb crash. I don't think it's one single mechanism. I mean, the part of it's alkaline tide. Another part of it is the additives in there because like you said, the real Italian food doesn't make you feel full. So
I
part of the
feel
carb crash
hungry.
is
We get home 45 minutes later. I tell Dora I'm hungry.
So it's
I
Chinese
fucking
food.
feel like I didn't eat shit.
So it's Chinese food.
well, yeah, I think it's there's an issue with low residual food and nutrient dense food that lacks the micronutrients and the complete nutrition. So
Ah.
I think there's a part of so one thing that you could do that we could do is we could get together maybe tomorrow if you want to try this. Come to work hungry and take Mega Minerals supplement in water. Open up the capsule. So yeah, but no. So the minerals I'm
Magnesium.
talking about, they have way more minerals than that thing. I
Oh.
mean, these are like your main minerals and then your trace minerals, and it's like 15, 20 minerals. Okay, if you take minerals, they arrest your appetite. If you drink soda, you want to keep drinking soda, and then you want to eat more and more and more.
Our last one did very good, episode 2. It's our highest views in
Our highest
only a
views?
week. In only a week, yeah. Did way better than part 1.
Okay.
I have a question. Erythritol, is that harmful? Is that a artificial sweetener?
No, it's not. I mean, I don't think it's harmful, and we found a study indicating erythritol is favorable to bifidobacterium growth. So I don't think erythritol is bad, and plus erythritol is bifidobacterium is in the biotics brew, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and erythritol is one of the key constituents in stevia.
Yeah, that's why I was asking because looking to switch all my artificial sweeteners over to stevia.
You better not be drinking sucralose. As a Dr. Joe Show producer, please tell me
Yeah,
you're not.
I've quit it all, but
Thank God.
I want something sweet I can put into some of my drinks, and stevia seems to be combined with erythritol everywhere, right? I mean, you can get stevia straight, but it's not nearly as sweet as it is with erythritol.
I don't think erythritol is necessarily bad. I mean, erythritol is glycerol, but it has an extra carbon. I mean, like,
and erythritol, from what I've read, erythritol occurs naturally within fruit.
Yeah,
naturally.
you just urinate it out. It just
it passes. 90%, from what I've read, 90% gets absorbed into the bloodstream, but it doesn't get absorbed into the cells and gets passed through by the kidneys.
Yeah.
Are you good with this game plan so far? For Monday?
What is the game plan? I'm not sure.
Carb crash? Is that enough?
Carb crash for what?
Do you think we can tie in somehow tie in the healthy organic, healthy naturally sourced ingredients of what we're going to eat? Because we're going to be eating while we're doing the podcast.
Well,
so tie in like good oils, omega-3s.
Before you answer that question, I would pose this. I think you have to set videos up in a way that appeals to the widest range of audience, right? And that's something I'm not generally interested in, carb crash, but I know that's a very interesting topic to many people, right? Especially at holiday times, right? Like Thanksgiving, for example. It's like that will aspartame kill you kind of thing. It will, how to put this? It will draw a larger audience, I think. right? Something like that.
Wasn't the initial game plan? Let's see if we can tie in insulin resistance with cortisol somehow.
Well, yeah, that was the text I sent you. I sent you a whole string of texts.
I
I was
saw
looking
that.
up the genetic expression changes related to food,
Hmm
and that's what I thought we were
Can
doing.
we
I mean,
roll with that and throw in like glycemic index somehow? High
maybe,
glycemic index foods.
yeah.
I'm trying to tie it into his food that we're gonna eat. Like we don't have to say it's the best thing ever. Like if there's any, like there's good and bad of everything you put in your body, but I'm thinking like kind of stay within that box in a way, but have freedom.
Well,
Like keep the box big enough to move around.
wouldn't it be, Dan, if this is a more healthy Italian restaurant, wouldn't it be that the typical Italian restaurant causes a carb crash because you're ingesting so many carbs?
Yeah, like Olive Garden versus this, like
right. So you're not necessarily focusing primarily or entirely on carb crashes, but it can be a significant segment.
The carb crash is a problem. First of all, I mean, I don't. I would need to do some colloquial research of the term on the internet and talk and poll a bunch of people because carb crash is not a term that I've ever used in my experience ever. So when I see people using carb crash, I associate the term with unhealthy people.
Yeah.
I just associate it with people eating a bunch of crap and then they feel bad and then they call it carb crash. And I just think it's because they're uneducated and they don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
And I'm not pooing the idea. I'm just like, one person's interpretation of carb crash might be different from the next person. Because if you have one person who eats way too much pizza and they drink a bunch of soda and they don't do it very often and they say, "Oh man, I have a carb crash." And then you compare that person to a chronic aspartame user and they eat the same thing and then that person gets exponentially more sick. So not only do they have alkaline tide, but now they also have hyperinsulinemic response.
There you go.
And their blood sugar is going to just go up and down and up and down and up and down. I mean, I think carb crash might have a connection to aspartame, but I mean, this is all conjecture. This is all, kind of theory because I feel like we would need to do more research to be able to have a real physiological discussion about it because we could ask somebody, hey, when was the last time you had a carb crash and what did you eat?
Right. Well, the owner will be there too. He's gonna be the wild card because he's gonna be mic'd up also.
Yeah,
and
I
he's
don't
an
know.
old Italian dude, business owner. I think we should stick to the game plan of insulin resistance cortisol relationship because you already did a bunch of research on it.
Yeah, I don't know. And then I don't want him to think like we're ripping on his
No.
restaurant.
No. We're not gonna do that. So
Yeah,
I get what you're saying. I think we should we'll have him bring us his best dish. Like we won't even order. We'll say you bring us like what you think is good for the video. So he'll bring and then he'll explain, and he'll say this has this, and that, and then we'll talk about glycemic index, cortisol, insulin resistance. I think if we stay within that triangle, carb crash does come up because I think carb crash can be one of the shorts to get the mass appeal, which leads back to the deep dive content, the pillar content.
Okay.
If it comes up. If it doesn't come up, we don't need to force it.
Yeah. I'll just do some research on the term and see if there's anything consistent about it on the internet. I'll start with that. And see if it makes sense.
Huberman's last podcast had Tim Ferriss. I'm like halfway through. I'm researching for this too. And they're talking about the slow carb diet. And Tim Ferriss says avoid any caloric beverages and avoid anything that's white. white food. So anything that's white, with the exception of cauliflower and eggs. But
Yeah, milk.
otherwise, like, yeah, he said like anything white, forget it. So like he means bread, crackers, like stuff like that.
Okay.
So they're like doing a 4-hour podcast just on that, and I'm halfway through. But by Monday, I'll be fully through with that. And they do bring up carb crash, but it's more of the they didn't use that term either. They used well they were bringing up in the context of insulin resistance as well. So like doing it chronically leads to insulin resistance.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would still fit into the box of the research that you've done, because Dr. Joe researches for these podcasts. Like he's read and sent me dozens of papers, like peer-reviewed journals. I'm still going through them. I'm actually still reading the estrogen book from like 3 episodes ago. I'm almost done with this book finally. And I think we should have Dr. J on if we can on a Zoom.
Yeah, I can try and message him again.
I'll message him too. But what are your thoughts? Like, what do you think Monday, like in an ideal world for you, how would Monday look as far as this episode?
I mean, like the idea of me sitting and eating food on a podcast does not sound good to me. I'll be honest. Like I don't like being filmed while I'm eating. And to be talking while I'm eating, I just
it's gonna be a little weird.
I don't know.
But the camera's not like all up in your face though. It'll be like on the side.
Yeah, I mean,
I get the reservations.
Chris and I have done it though. We've
eating
done
is
it.
very intimate. I mean, like if you've studied like psychiatry and psychology, like eating is a big deal. And so to have yourself on video eating, I mean, it is. It really is.
No, I know.
Yeah, I just had lunch today with Andrew, and it felt a little awkward because he talks a lot, and
I hate that.
It makes it very difficult to eat your food and talk with somebody you're not entirely comfortable with.
I see.
Well,
but this is why these pre-interviews are good. It's not just marketing and promotion for the show. It's people get inside our heads to see how we plan the content, and then when it comes out, they see how it is. So we could eat before or after. Why not eat before?
So can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
What I would do, this is just my opinion, a couple of things. One, if and I don't necessarily think this is a bad idea, but maybe do like a 10-minute pre-video to the eating, then say, hey, we're going to step away for a moment, eat our food.
Yeah.
And then have a conversation about that after we're done eating. You could do that. That way you've ate your food and now you're discussing what you've ate, right? You could even show the dish as it's served. You can take a nice image, have a little short conversation about what's on the table, whatever is effective and pertinent to what you're discussing, right? Then you eat the food, then you have a longer conversation about what you've ate and what you expect to occur and the physiological responses to it, right?
I'm down, and this is why I think we should do these pre-interviews before every interview, because I want to get like in the ideal world of Dr. Joe how it should go. Because I could do anything, dude. I'll eat, not eat, vomit, and talk. I'll do it all. Take a shit. I've done a live stream like
yeah, Dan's ridiculous in that regard. He takes
back in the day, dude.
Sales calls on the toilet, which whatever. Okay, so another
even that up to par, dude. In the bathroom over there, I have to, man.
Another perspective. This is just my opinion. Take it or leave it. But you need somebody like me on the show, and I'm not saying I want to be on the show, but somebody like me to ask layman questions. Because, Dr. Joe, you're a doctor. You speak over people's heads at times, right? If you're not dumbing it down to a degree, you're missing a wide array of audience.
It's a fine balance. It's a fine
Yeah,
balance.
yeah.
That's supposed to be my role.
But you don't do that either, Dan. You don't do that either. You need somebody that says, "Hey, I understand what you're saying, but I don't really understand this part. Can you
I see.
explain it so I do?"
Yeah.
No.
And you're
I
not
think
doing that either, Dan. Like I'm just saying because I was reflecting when it happened on something you two were discussing, and I didn't get it, so I
Yeah,
had
yeah.
to ask. And if I'm not getting it, I'm telling you, 80% of your audience that may be interested in your channel is not going to get it.
Yeah.
I'm not dumb, but I don't have the same mindset as you two. I'm just saying, you need somebody ask those dumb questions
Yeah.
that you're both talking over their head.
I see.
Okay.
In this case, it'll be that dude. That dude will be there, the restaurant owner, and not to say he's dumb. He's a smart dude. He's an old guy that.
Well, I'm making it simple, right?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
you don't want to.
Well, maybe I should like keep that in mind.
You should. Somebody should.
That's got to be my role. Like when you're not there, that's got to be my role.
Yep.
You know, I mean, I thought of something that we could ask him. Like, do you know? So is most Italian food baked?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a perfect segue to destroy air fryers because so Dan, you were not in the clinic for our meeting this morning.
No, I heard about it though. Smith texted me.
Oh,
he's like, where are you?
Okay. Well, we had the Sonora Quest folks over, and they were talking about the inflammation panel.
Mm-hmm.
And they're talking about
the INR and all that, or
no, arterial disease.
Oh, okay.
The mechanisms, the underlying mechanisms by which people get heart attacks and strokes, and so they were talking about why we check a cholesterol panel, and they were going through all this data, and I was like, I'm just fanatical and happy and excited about our inflammation panel. Now I have a lot more confidence interpreting it. And what I like is that these guys were not pitching a drug at me. It's a test to better take care of my patients, and it costs nothing extra to the patient to do it. That's the beauty of it.
Stephanie's already there, ready to go.
Yeah, and so we chatted and stuff, and then we were talking about eating, and it just led to air fryers, and
During the
for
meeting?
whatever reason I decided to bring up air fryers, and I'm like, yeah, I think air fryers are terrible. That's why we need to look at the VLDL data, because we haven't looked at the VLDL data yet.
Wow.
And then he's like, why do you say that? I said, well, because I mean, all my patients, as soon as they get air fryers, all their cholesterol panels get all screwed up. And I think I know why. It's because you're adding extra air into a superheated environment, and then you're hyperoxidizing your food. So you might as well just be French fryifying everything, and you're making it taste like,
See, this kind of shit is what we need, Dr. Joe.
That's definitely interesting, but why? Why does I had no idea that air would cause higher fat or cholesterol or
LDL.
Yeah, why? Why does?
Because starter plus oxygen plus hydrocarbon equals burn, equals fire. So you're burning it. Because when you cook food in a Dutch oven or in a closed oven, okay, you are, is there going to be oxygen in there? Yeah, but are you going to use up most of the oxygen? Yeah. And the oxygen is going to disappear, and there's going to be no oxygen left. Very, very little of that oxygen goes into the food. It gets quenched and it oxidizes everything. This is why we talk about taking antioxidants, because of oxidative damage.
Oh, okay.
The only oxygen that you should get in your body is
Yeah,
that's the only oxygen you need. Your lungs are designed to put up with the oxidation.
Interesting. Those things are now linked, and I had never known that.
And the kicker is, after I said this, he had this aha moment, and he looked at me. He's like, "Oh, that's why my MPO levels went up after we got an air fryer." I'm like, "Yeah, get rid of it." And so, like, this guy, I mean, I feel like we should have him on the podcast or one of the.
Invite him to come eat, man.
So, which
Yeah.
is more healthy, frying in a frying pan or frying in an air fryer? Or are they about the same?
I think they're probably the same. The only thing, the air fryer might be a little bit better if you're not adding, like, if you decide not to use the canola oil that you should have already thrown away. That would be the only difference. Like, the more oil that gets oxidized, you know.
Okay, interesting.
But
makes sense. I mean, it perfectly makes sense.
but that question, it feels like a non-inferiority study question, because non-inferiority studies are a scam. I don't like that. I mean, I just like looking, well, what does it do to you, and how do you compare it to the tried and true Dutch oven? Baking in an oxygen restricted environment. Now, this leads to just patent ideas. Imagine if you could make an air fryer with restricted oxygen and the most inert gases possible to cook with.
So would that be similar? Would that be similar to a high pressure cooker?
Pressure
Right?
with what though?
So
Because
if you're removing the oxygen, you're creating pressure, right? So isn't a high pressure cooker? Isn't that basically what it is? An air fryer with the removal of oxygen, or no?
I don't know how a pressure cooker works. I thought it works. I mean,
I'm not sure, but I thought that's how it worked. It removes the oxygen.
You might be right. I mean, you might be right. I mean, kind of similar how to like one of those wine bottle oxygen things are that, I see people taking the oxygen out of their wine bottle.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But
this is why these pre-interviews are good, though.
Huh?
This is why these pre-interviews are good, because we could brainstorm the ideas before we actually record the content. Because this is like good stuff to bring up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also wondering. Imagine if you had a vacuum chamber and that's your air fryer, and you suck all the oxygen out or most of it out, and then you fill it up with argon gas, and then you cook your food because argon doesn't react with anything. And then when it's done cooking, then you remove the argon, and then you release the valve, and then air rushes in there, and now you have your food.
What does that do?
Well, using an inert gas to cook your food in, it would minimize oxidation while it's cooking.
Oh, okay.
Because oxidation is bad. This is why,
leading to oxidative stress. Stress.
Deep fried stuff, and I mean, it's just.
And the outcomes are the LDL, VDL.
Okay, so here's the dumb question. Why do you need any gas, right? So if you remove all the oxygen, add heat, it's pressurized, right? Why do you need gas at all? Why do you have to insert the argon gas? Why is that even necessary?
Well, because otherwise you're managing a vacuum chamber, and that's really expensive. I mean, it's the same reason why aerospace industry is like one of the most expensive industries, is because they're managing negative, like zero atmosphere environments.
Okay.
I mean, you gotta replace the gas with something. You gotta replace the oxygen with an inert gas.
Okay, so it's kind of a space holder, basically.
Yeah, it's a space holder. I mean, it's the same thing as a nitro brew, Dan.
Cold brew. I drink every morning.
Yeah, but why do you do nitro in there? Why?
Tastes better. It gives the foam.
Okay, but it gives you foam. How come you don't use an oxygen tank?
I don't know. They don't sell it.
Because it would taste horrible. That's why. Yeah.
Nitrogen.
Now, what we don't know is how nitrogen gas, like, what is the limit of nitrogen gas's reactivity and temperature?
I showed you that Instagram of the girl who drank nitrogen like straight to her stomach, and her stomach ruptured.
Oh yeah, blew up.
Remember?
Yeah, it was like in her drink, and she swallowed it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Stuff like
So
that. I think these pre-interviews are good to get the first drafts out of the way, and then come with like something good for the final.
so
But
back
like,
to your
okay, so no eating though, right? Like no eating. We'll eat before,
no,
and then we'll
you
give
I
our
don't know.
assessment
I mean,
after.
like you asked me about it. I mean, that's a thought that came to mind. That
no, I completely agree with that thought. I
I
think
do too, because from the audio, like just us chewing.
just everything. Who wants to see food in your mouth?
it just seems
Who
like
wants to see food in your mouth?
it's like you're hearing like
They're like,
smacking
hey,
sounds,
Dr. Joe,
and
what do
then
you
like
think about insulin resistance?
Yeah, it's,
I got this on my thing.
so I occasionally watch a very popular Las Vegas channel where she goes around and reviews the newest restaurants. The way she does it is she goes in, gives her review of the atmosphere and the ambiance and all of that. She sits down, orders her food, shows the food, and then says, "Okay, I'm gonna break away and eat my food now." And
You're
comes
cracking
back
Dr. Joe up.
and comes back afterwards. This is my thoughts on the food. So
He's
basically,
cracking up.
I understand, but this is basically what you
No,
guys
I'm
are
laughing
doing.
about something else. I thought of something and I can't stop thinking about it. Sorry, go
But
ahead.
but if you're gonna do this, that's the way to do it, right? That's the way she does it. Super popular channel, has
I
millions of
agree.
subscribers.
Yeah, she's more directly engaged with the audience because it's
So what
kind
were
of
you
like
laughing
being on,
about?
huh?
What were you laughing about?
Well, no, I was just imagining like I was just imagining a show where people give reviews of the restaurant they ate at based on how their bowel movement looks.
Oh my
And
god!
so then they take a picture.
Hey, me and Chris, maybe that's our next show, man.
No,
Eat and then
that's,
shit and like
no,
blog about it.
that's not our next show.
They have that. We did a stool sample study.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the
Fucking
school.
ulcerative colitis. I did an ulcerative colitis study. They had a stool index. They had
Yeah,
like 7
7. Yeah,
stool views, 1 through 7. And one's like mush, like soup. The other one's like a fucking brick, and then in between, they have different degrees of like stool, like softness, texture, all
Hmm.
that stuff. So yeah,
Well, yeah,
there's like actual scale about this.
if we did that, it would have to go on the Rumble channel that doesn't exist yet.
Nah, they go straight YouTube, man. The YouTube is not ready for that. That would be so well. That would monetize so well. Hazen would be a sponsor.
Yeah,
Nestle, you missed Nestle, man. Nestle came in yesterday. I was in the office yesterday.
yeah, it was for ZenPep.
Yep, that 4-a-day probiotics or the microbiome replacements.
It's ZenPep. Whoa, it's microbiome replacement.
That's what they said. Yeah,
Oh, I didn't realize that's what it was. I thought
4 a day.
ZenPep is for pancreatic insufficiency.
No, that wasn't it. No, he came in with 4 pills every day. You take 4 pills. It's to replace your good microbiome that you're depleting.
So
That
you can keep eating Nestle products.
Well, they want you to. They want you to drink the water also. Probably has atrazine in it. I actually asked him about atrazine, and he kind of got pissed. But then we started talking about his wife. His wife owns a research site in Tucson, and she's got 30 studies, 30 employees, and they're making 8 figures a year off of the research there in Tucson.
very nice.
So like I pissed him off with that, but then like I quickly recovered with research. Research saved me again.
This is the scale.
Yeah, we could do this, Dr. Joe. Maybe we
Yeah,
like
yeah.
analyze our shit after.
Yeah, that's the Bristol stool chart.
There you go,
There you
Bristol.
go.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yep.
Yeah,
He
yeah, and
knows
there's many
that.
different forms of it, and there's 7 main forms. So
Yeah. So eat some Italian food and let everybody know which one it falls under.
Let her
I
rip.
think 1 is the pellets, and then 7 is like liquefied.
There you go. And then in between is the like
Yeah,
you want to be 3 to 5
yeah,
in that
you want to be
range.
3 to 5, ideally a 4.
Yeah,
And
yeah. 4 is solid, especially after mezcal. You get the 4. This goes good. So does this help you at all for Monday or make it worse?
I don't know. I don't know. I might just start laughing in the middle of the podcast, and then I won't be able to tell you why. No.
That'd be good. So what's the game plan then? Just let's stick to the research you've done already and use that as the anchor points, and then use the food as the side quests. If this
I
was
don't know. I gotta
Zelda.
think about it. I gotta think about it.
All right. Well,
I
we
mean,
have till
we need to
Monday.
start with a good question, and then we need to start with. I don't know. I don't know.
How about why did you create this restaurant in Yuma? And let him give us the answer, and we go from there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just for the free form aspect of it, we should just let him answer that first question, and maybe it's gonna put us in a direction, and then we'll find a segue.
I agree, man. I agree. The research you did should be the framework for when there's a lull in the conversation, which there will be.
Yeah.
Then we can go to the studies you've researched, and then that'll give him an idea. That'll give me an idea. And then we'll just have a conversation, and we'll fill the hour that way, and then we'll know the title afterwards.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things we don't. Yeah, we're not going to know the title till later.
Okay. Meanwhile, you got any song you want me and Chris to react to that you don't
do
think
I
we've
have
heard?
a song? You guys aren't going to like the music I like.
How do you know?
Well,
I like
know
that.
you don't-
I
well,
like
know
that
you don't
mouse.
Huh?
I like that mouse thing. The
Dead mouse?
yeah, dead mouse. Who moved my cheese?
Who
Who
moved
took
my
my
cheese?
Who
Okay.
took my cheese?
I haven't listened to all his music. I like his non-lyrical music because I
No,
like
it could
I
be
like
anyone. Anyone. Like Chris doesn't listen to too much rap. I don't listen to rock too much. You choose anything you want us to react to. We'll react to it and close this episode out.
Let's see. Gosh, I mean, like I don't know. How about this? It's All Right by Smashing Pumpkins.
Chris, you heard this?
Yeah. Good song.
You got
Oh,
anything
you
else?
heard it, Chris?
Yeah, you got anything else? I want something that Chris hasn't heard.
Oh, okay. So, Chris, you know all the Pumpkin stuff,
No, not all.
but you've heard It's All Right?
I think so. My wife likes the Smashing Pumpkins. I could be
a
wrong.
B-side. It's a
Oh,
B-side.
then
It's an
I-
instrumental.
I probably haven't. Give it a play, Dan.
Smashing Pumpkins, It's All Right.
Yeah, it was released in one of their reissues. It was not one of their original songs.
Okay.
So, yeah.
We
I
have a
think it was
live at the Albuquerque, or we have It's All Right instrumental.
Yeah, It's All Right instrumental.
Okay.
Actually, I think this song would make really good intro or outro music for our podcasts.
Okay.
That's
We'll
why
tell
that's
Daniel.
like one of the reasons I want you to hear it.
We'll tell Daniel, like, let's get on it. We're gonna have shorts now, man. We're gonna have shorts.
Yep. Yeah. This is from Adore.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Chris, ready?
I'm ready.
Buckle up, Buttercup. Let's go.
I don't hear anything.
I hear it very well. A left ear, a little bit of the right ear action. Just enough to tickle the right ear, but the left ear is prominent.
It's very soft, and you're on your cell phone, so probably that's why.
It's okay though. It's because Dr. Joe knows what those AirPods do to you. He knows. That's another podcast. Don't get us started. You ever read the terms of service on your phone?
No.
Scariest shit you'll ever read. smooth.
It affects me differently.
It's so smooth. I could write a book to this.
See, it affects me differently. It gives me a very ominous feeling.
What do you feel like?
I don't know. It feels like, to me, it feels like something dreadful is coming.
Chris, it's gonna come, man. It's the carb crash. It's coming.
Yeah, okay.
The carb crash gonna get you like a like a dump truck. I like this. This is like I could relax to this. I could read. I could actually finish the last quarter of this book.
So
Anthony J, we need you on this podcast, man. Get on here.
I would
Anthony J.
agree. I would agree. It's somewhat relaxing. That I would agree with, but it also
Yes.
has an ominous feeling.
Yeah, a little spooky.
Hey,
To
maybe
me.
it should be the outro music. It should be the end of the podcast.
The end, the beginning needs to be. You know what? The beginning need to be some DMX.
No, we need instrumentals. We can't have lyrics.
We'll get instrumental. Dun, 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 dun. What? Mind your business, lady. Even Chris knows that one. This is
Yeah.
good. I like this.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of instrumentals from their reissues that never saw the light of day until
You're like huge fans of these guys. Can you explain like what about the Smashing Pumpkins that draws
Well-
you so near to them?
Well, Billy Corgan is if you could take Soren Kierkegaard and William Shakespeare and turn him into a musician and put a flare of some occasional darkness in there, you get Billy Corgan's music, and that's just my take on him.
Wow.
He's like I mean a lot of people ripped on Billy Corgan's music in the past just because it was so depressing and because it was kind of negative, but that's the thing. Musicians write what they know, and he wrote some of the greatest albums of all time. And the most important thing about Billy Corgan is that he didn't do what people told him to do. Like when the infrastructure and the executives are saying, "Oh no, you can't do that. You can't do that." He's like, "No, I'm going to do that." And then he just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And when a Virgin Records snubbed him, he just got bigger after that. And then the other thing is that he kept changing his music, and I kept having to change my expectations. And then I learned that I shouldn't have expectations. So if anybody taught me to keep my expectations low so that life would not be disappointing, I would say it's Billy Corgan, because it made me get out of my little, misperception that an artist is what you want them to be, and that's not what an artist is. An artist is expressing themselves, and you should appreciate their expression. So, and that's why I think Billy Corgan is more of a Christian than any Christian rock band.
Wow.
Because there is more
big. Chris, you gotta put this
there is
to
more
Julie.
of the Bible. There's more of the Bible, and there's more of Christianity and maybe even Christology in Billy's music, and it's so deep. No, yeah, I yeah.
Up until the references to Christianity and religion, I would have said you were describing, I don't know his name, the lead singer of the Nine Inch Nails, which certainly is not anything related to Christianity. But I thought you were describing the Nine Inch Nails. Whoever, I can't think of his name at the moment, but
well, I think Billy Corgan does admire. Isn't it Trent Reznor?
yes,
No.
there you go. Yes, that
Yeah.
is it. That is his name.
Yeah, Reznor's a genius. And I mean Billy Corgan, he's always tipped his hat to the giants of his time and of the past and I mean he's a big fan of the Beatles, I think. I mean he's a big fan of David Bowie. He loved David Bowie. But he's not any of those people. He is Billy Corgan.
Sure. All right.
And I mean, I'm not the expert on music. I can't talk about the difference between a sharp and a flat or a whatever, you
Yeah.
know. But I just like that I can listen to his music and I get something different from it every time. Because if I listened to the song Muzzle when I was in high school, I thought of it one way, and now when I listen to the song Muzzle, and all the lyrics, I'm like, wow, that's what the song's really about.
Yeah, means something entirely different now.
Yeah, because I listened to the song Muzzle in high school, and I thought it was like he was just kind of like reminiscing, or he was just thinking about how great life is or something, and he's in awe. But then I realized later on that Muzzle, he's muzzling himself with a gun. He's thinking about killing himself, and the entire song is about him convincing himself why he shouldn't, and then he doesn't.
Interesting.
So yeah, I mean, you could say it's depressing, but that's Billy's way of working through the struggles and traumas in his life, I think.
Certainly. Well, that's what a musician calls on, right? To make their music, they call on their experiences.
Yeah. But their new album is really good. It's amazing.
They have a new album?
Oh yeah. Atom.
I gotta get it.
Atom. Yeah, Atom. They just released it on vinyl, and they had all these like tracks on vinyl that are only on vinyl until like winter or something.
Wow.
So, trying to get those ripped onto my computer.
Chris, you gotta splice this last 10 minutes of this 4 hour. I can't believe it's been 4 hours we've been on this shit. 4 hour to Julie.
Yeah, I'm starving.
This is a marathon, but it won't be 4 hour for the viewers because a lot of it's coming out, but like a good 3.5. Wow.
Yep.
What, did you start playing it again?
Huh?
Did you start? Oh, you started playing it again. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't hear anything. It's not playing. So.
Oh. Chris, Julie's got to know this.
I've never heard this song. I was wrong.
She's got to know.
I'm not sure. I'll play it for her and see.
Well, if you don't know, now you know, like Vicky said.
Yeah.
We could just do a podcast on the Smashing Pumpkins and about why I think they're awesome. I could just go through all the albums and like.
What's their best song? 1979.
Their best song? Oh my god! Don't ask me that. I would say "Speed Kills" is one of my favorite. "Soot and Stars" is another one of my favorites. 1979 is the most famous one, and "Zero." Those are probably the two most famous songs. But I mean, Billy's favorite album in terms of like, I think the one that I think hits him the hardest is the whole album of Siamese Dream. Because I mean, if you listen to Mayonnaise, if you listen to the song Mayonnaise, oh man, it's so good. And then if you listen to This Time, that was on the Machina album, and then you realize what This Time is all about, I mean, oh my gosh, it's just gonna make you.
I gotta get into the Smashing Pumpkins. The way you feel about them is the way I feel about Green Day.
Yeah, Green Day. Yeah, Green Day was revolutionary in their time, and then everybody copied them, and then it wasn't.
Everybody copied their style. Dookie was a classic.
Yeah. Then we could talk about Nirvana and how like
Oh man.
Everybody gets compared to Nirvana. Like if you listen to Billy Corgan's old interviews, he didn't dislike Nirvana. He just didn't like being compared to Nirvana all the time. And then he made a really great remark. He says, "Well, who's still alive?"
Is he on Twitter?
Billy Corgan?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm gonna look him up right now.
I should get a Twitter account. Yeah.
I'm gonna look him up right now.
He
In
might
the meantime,
be.
we got another patient referral. Dude, these patient referrals are gonna start coming passively. Billy Corgan.
William Patrick Corgan. You might
Yep,
find it.
I'm already following him.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Already
Good.
following. 272,000.
That's it? That's all he has?
Yeah, he's not close to a million, quarter of a million.
That's
His last tweet
pathetic. We
was
gotta get him up. I mean, I know he has more fans than that.
The Future Embrace released this day in 2005.
Yeah.
Tonight we're offering 3 more exciting matches. The new SP archive, vinyl, happy birthday. Yeah, somehow I'm following him.
Yeah, they got
You guys need to get on Twitter, man. Chris and Dr. Joe. Just like this is definitely a side quest of mine, not the main game, but like a side quest. Can you guys get on Twitter? And then Jaime Valles too, while you're at it, and you're never here. Can you just get on Twitter?
I could.
I'm hearing like radio silence from you guys.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah, I get Twitter. It's like
Come on, Elon owns it now. You can support
it's
him.
a big commitment to make an account. You know, it's like I mean, it's gonna be one of those things like I mean, it's as big as Facebook, and you know, and it's just one of those things where you're like, oh no, dopamine hits and all that stuff. So you gotta go into it with the right mindset. So I mean, I'm kind of like the Ents from Lord of the Rings. Like it takes me like a few days to say hi. You know, so I'm kind of like that with making decisions. But yeah, I gotta make a Twitter account. You're right.
Please, Chris.
Yeah, I've been intending to for like 2 months now.
I know, but you just don't. You know, it's like intending and doing is different. Let's go back to Smashing Pumpkins. I'm getting pissed.
But yeah, I mean, like if you sample every one of Billy Corgan's albums, if you sample,
they need to make like a rap. Like some rapper needs. I feel like Jay-Z can spit some bars on this.
Yeah, maybe
Nas.
DMX. Did you know that Billy Corgan wrote a song about HIV?
No.
So it's called Glynis, Glynis, I think is how it's spelled.
Did he give tribute to Fauci and ACT?
No. He wrote the song about a girl who died, and she was in another band, and I think she died from complications of HIV. And the song is about how the public just scrutinized her and dehumanized her when she was going through a hard time, and then she died. And so the song is about his friend, this girl who was in another band who had died of that. So it's like, I mean, and I didn't know about the song until it got released on their reissue of I think it was Siamese Dream or Pisces, but it was like, it's like one of the best songs ever.
Wow, I gotta get back into these guys.
Yeah. I think what else? Yeah, there's just so many little things I could talk about. I'm gonna start boring you guys. So.
Does he play the guitar? Corgan?
Yeah. Billy plays the guitar. He plays the piano. He does some other stuff, but I mean, mainly guitar and piano, I think.
Another side quest. What instruments do you guys play or want to play? Me is the accordion. I want to get in a Mexican band.
I've played guitar and piano. I never got formal lessons, and I did it just to compose. Like I made a few songs on piano and I recorded them a long time ago, but
Chris?
I can't read music. So
Before Dr. Joe answered that question, I was thinking the two instruments that I would most like to be able to be very good at would be piano or guitar. Piano probably the most, but guitar would be.
Piano's like so classy if you could play it.
Yeah.
I want to do accordion because it's out of left field, and like I just want to be in a Mexican band and like barely know Spanish, but like be respected. You know, that'd be so sick. Imagine that.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, like accordion.
Yeah.
It's got elements of piano and guitar in it.
It's got a
like
small. It's got like a small piano on it.
Well, with your right hand, you gotta do the piano. With your left hand,
yeah,
you know, it's a very interesting instrument. We gotta look into. We can do a whole hour on the invention of the accordion.
It's like a piano and that Scottish instrument, bagpipes.
Oh,
like
bagpipe.
It's like
I
a
wonder
combination.
we gotta look into. Must have been the colonizers from Spain. Yeah. I feel like if I listened to this during my MCAT days, I would have done better on the MCAT. This was what was missing. Was this?
Yeah,
I took the MCAT. I failed miserably. Oh, I got 95th percentile in writing though. But the other shit, fuck that, man. 30s, 20s.
Oops.
Writing though, lit. If they had a YouTube category,
there you go.
Would have been 101. Let's go. Three minutes in, we haven't commented on this art cover. Like, this lady's looking at us like, what do you want from me? Like, it's very different from that last song we reacted to, I'm a Bitch, I'm a Mother. This one is like, what do you want from me? Like, the way she's looking. I don't know what this means. Like, you see? Like, we reacted to, what was her name, Chris?
Meredith Brooks.
Meredith Brooks was like the beginning of modern day feminism and the slow decline, slippery slope into the chaos we're in now. I feel like this lady would bring order in a heartbeat. Just look at her. Like, I mean, she probably has like laser beams beaming at her for eyes. Ah, this is some sick shit. Yeah. I can't believe I haven't heard this before, and if it had lyrics on it. I mean, Wu-Tang said the dumb are mostly intrigued by the drum, which I generally agree with, but like if you throw some lyrics on this, it would just resonate. I swear I would have passed MCAT with this. Like, I just needed that fuel.
There are certain studies that show if you listen to classical music, you're more likely to increase your intelligence, right?
Oh yeah. When Dora gets pregnant, we're putting headphones straight to the stomach, like
Beethoven?
Mozart, Beethoven, the other guy who chopped his ear off, all those people.
So when the rapper, I forget who you just said that
Wu-Tang, Ghostface Killer,
mostly intrigued by the drum.
The dumb are mostly intrigued by the drum. Rick
No,
James, what do you think about this bar?
is that instrumental, or does that apply to specifically only percussion instruments?
I think it's people listen to the beat and not the lyrics. When the lyrics are on top of
There-
it, when there
there
are
is-
no lyrics,
Yeah.
that's different. It does not apply. NA, like we put in research. NA.
Okay.
Jordan Peterson said it. We'll wrap this up. The best kind of music is when there's a perfect balance of order and chaos. So you don't want too chaotic, and then it sounds like you don't understand what's going on. And we're like, what the hell? Take this off my ears. I don't want to hear this. But you don't want too much order because it's boring. So you want that perfect yin yang, order and chaos blend. And it's like so few artists just get that right.
Rick, do you follow Jordan Peterson? Are you a fan?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's. I mean, I think he puts together personality analysis and psychology and healthy habits in a very digestible way, and trying to reorient society to be healthier mentally. I mean, I think it's
JP, you guys listen to his audiobooks?
No.
I shed tears, man. Walking the dogs, I shed tears. JP's crying on the audiobook.
He does. He's emotional. He's emotional. He cries a lot, which isn't a bad thing. But I mean, he's certainly the Socrates of our day.
I mean, we're done with this. Like, we have a game plan. We have God knows how many videos I gotta edit now.
Yeah, you got 4 hours and
4,000 videos. We'll send it to Daniel. We'll get it in 3. We'll get it in 3 months. We'll get it in the winter.
Yeah. Merry
Okay.
Christmas. Remember that video?
Christmas gift from Daniel. You ever seen Snoop Dogg Santa go straight to the ghetto? We won't react to it. But Dr. Joe, Chris, thank you guys. Everybody go subscribe Dr. Joe Show. So we got a semi-game plan for Monday.
Yeah, we got sort of a plan here.
Okay. I think the studies you sent me, I'm going to read them again tonight. And I'll have a framework for where we can move, like within the framework. I won't try to go outside of it. The wild card is the owner. He can go like in another direction that we'll have to follow.
Yeah.
Unless
maybe
Chris has.
Maybe we're never going to talk about the genetics or the cortisol at all. So we'll see.
Yeah, Chris, any last thoughts, advice as one of the executive producers of the Dr. Joe Show?
Well, if the restaurant owner's smart, he's always going to push it towards his business in some fashion. And
He's genuine, dude. Though he's stand-up
how
guy.
to promote it. So
you ever watch Goodfellas? Hey, this guy stands up when he pees. He's a stand-up dude.
All right, most of us are.
2023, it's not.
In that regard,
go Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Like, subscribe, comment, share. I recommend everyone watch that 3-hour podcast with Joe Rogan. Last words, Rick James.
I don't know.
You're
Super freak. Good
you're
song.
the MA. You're the MA's hero in the office, man. In Maine, I don't know about Foothill. I hear things. I don't want to hear those things from there. But Maine office, Dr. Joe, they fight for who's going to be his MA. They fight.
Yeah, we should have like a little war pit. We should give them like battle axes and shields, and then okay, you're gonna be the next one to ruin the next.
Who's gonna be Dr. Joe versus this other one?
Just put war pigs on the intercom. There you go.
Any advice, Dr. Joe? I've never asked a doctor this. Let me get my shot. They call me the MA Whisperer on TikTok because I tell them that there's a hope for them beyond private practice in research. We've had MAs. We've had a receptionist go from $13 an hour to multiple six-figure a year. Any advice for medical assistants or CNAs?
Who want to do research or
Any advice? Like, forget research, just anything from Dr. Joe, from the mind of Dr. Joe.
well, okay. I think if you're going to be a medical assistant, medical assistants are greatly needed. I mean, they're highly sought after right now in the community. But if you're going to be a medical assistant, you need to have the fortitude to be able to learn and to be able to adapt and to grow. And in so doing, you're going to realize that you might want to sort of monkey bar to another job, and that's okay. MAs. I mean, I'm just learning about it now, but just from what some folks have taught me about just the industry is that some MAs stay for a long time, and some of them
You got some
will
lifers?
want to grow and do more things, and either one is fine because I mean I think being an MA is exciting because I mean I wouldn't be able to do my job as efficiently without an MA. I mean I'm telling you that right now. I mean
I
there's
know.
so much streamlining and
They
throughput.
run that office at the
Yeah,
end
they
of the
run
day.
the place, and yeah. So I think being an MA is fun, and if you decide that it's not enough for you, then that means that you should do more, and that you should pursue other careers, and that you can. And having been an MA for a period of time, then you'll be able to do all kinds of stuff.
Research is a career option. Chris,
Yeah.
you have MAs in San Bernardino. Last words. Let's go give the MAs a shout out.
I don't know if I have a shout out.
Chris has no empathy for the MAs. That's the problem. He's in his Corvette. He's detached, completely detached from the MA.
So honestly speaking, and I'm obviously not picking out or singling out any individual, but they don't seem to be too motivated to me for the most part. So
You're an elitist. You're an elitist.
No, they just don't seem to be too motivated. For those that are,
But what is it? A N of 3 at the office over there?
Probably, maybe 4, I don't know, 3, 4, or 5, somewhere in that realm. But more education, as Dr. Joe had stated, or excuse me, Rick James had stated.
Rick James, bitch. I want my feet on your couch.
Exactly. More education is necessary. If you're motivated and you wish to achieve more education.
Chris, very political in his response. He could be the next Democratic candidate. Thank you guys very much.
Not true. I'm a male.
Wow, we're trying to get canceled. Dr. Joe, luckily, this is for Chris and Dan show. If we get canceled, it affects nothing of Dr. Joe's show.
Yeah.
Okay. Got a Siamese kitten. Canelo.
Very cute. Very
trying
cute.
It was given to us by Dora's dad. This guy wants to get out.
Don't let it get on a Disney movie. That's all I gotta say.
Disney?
Yeah, don't let it get on a Disney movie. You don't know what they'll do to that cat.
Recommendation. Ignore the woke stuff. Hot Cheetos movie is legit. You guys seen it? Hot Cheeto?
No.
The guy who invented Hot Cheeto. He's a janitor at Frito-Lay. It's a great movie. Just go watch it, guys.
So
ignore the woke stuff. There's a little wokeism, but not too much.
Okay, I'm hungry. I gotta go eat. But before I leave, I was forced to go see The Flash on Father's Day, and
Any good?
I really did not want to see it. I'm over the superhero movies. Yeah, the hero movies. I actually really enjoyed it. It was really good. It was really good. So, which is surprising because it's DC, but the casting was really good. It wasn't woke. It was really good.
When you accept the narrative from the evil empire, it tastes good sometimes.
Yeah, sure. The casting was really good for a DC movie. Usually their movies are awful. But
all right. Dr. Joe, any movie recommendations or
movie recommendations
or show or TV?
A show or a movie? Trying to think what show that maybe people don't know about. Man, Rocco's Modern Life.
Rocco's Modern Life. I
What is
love
that?
you, man. That's awesome. That's
brief
like my
sum-
childhood right there.
I mean,
Brief
Joe
summary.
Murray, like so much of our humor in grade school, like Joe Murray fed into that so much. And
Rocco's Modern
Oh.
Life, man. That shit like from junior high. You're right. Junior high, high school.
Never heard of it.
Yes.
because I go back and watch Rocco, I still like it, but I go back and watch Ren and Stimpy, and now it's too crass for me. Like I used to like Ren and Stimpy when I was little, but now I watch it and I can't tolerate
What
it.
about Doug? Doug and Rugrats.
What about South Park? I mean,
South
Oh,
Park. I
well,
mean,
South Park, come on.
Park's one of the greatest shows ever made.
South Park is
I agree.
legendary. We're
I agree.
talking like down to earth, like with the plips. You know, not the like South Park's the gods. We're talking just down to earth. Like,
Okay.
yeah, that they can't compare.
Good down to earth shows to watch that are cool. I mean,
From is a good one on MGM Plus. Bunch of zombies running around, like fungi producing, infiltrating people's brains. It could be another podcast.
I thought that
Never
was Last of Us.
The Last of Us, but this is like that. But there's like dead people, and I'm only on season 2, so I don't know what's next. But I bet you it's something like pandemic related.
I mean, I also liked the Lone Gunman series.
But everything you
Never
guys
heard.
are stating, I've never heard of.
I never heard of Lone Gunman.
You've heard of the X-Files, right?
Sure.
Of course.
So
Black
X-Files,
Mirror.
X-Files is one of the most legendary series ever made.
Yeah.
I mean, well, so is Star Trek, but X-Files, there was one offshoot series made from it. It ran for one season. It was called The Lone Gunman.
Huh. Did not know
And
that.
the very first episode, it aired in June of 2001, and that episode depicted airplanes flying into the World Trade Center.
Wow.
I'm done. We should end the recording right now.
Mic drop.
If Fauci don't get us, someone else will.
Lone Gun. Okay, that's the one thing I'm gonna actually see my
Lone Gunman. Lone Gunman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Making a note
I
of it.
mean, but if you want context to their existence, you should watch enough of the X-Files first. And I think there's a guide online about how far you need to go into X-Files to.
I watched them all. That was one of my favorite shows.
Wow.
Okay, well then just watch it.
Black Mirror.
I've
Chris
never
got
heard of
me
Lone
on.
Gunman.
Chris got me on Black Mirror. Me and Dora started watching another episode with the avatar of the astronauts, and the guy trades. His wife dies, and so he uses the other guy's avatar. He starts getting into some funny business with the other guy's wife. It creates a whole new dynamic. Black Mirror is great as well.
Wait, is there a new season of Black Mirror?
This was season 6. We just saw it yesterday.
Oh,
I was
stopped
really
watching
impressed with
Black
it.
Mirror a long time ago. So
No,
I watched
get
the
back
origi-
into it.
I watched the originals, and those were jarring enough. So wow, they're on season 6.
The guy with the pig and that one is like the first season 1, episode 1 threw me off for like a good couple of years, thanks to Chris. But got back into it, and it's well worth it. Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad. You guys seen Breaking Bad, right?
Oh yeah.
Classic. Well, anyways, guys, this cat's going crazy. I'm gonna go. We got a game plan, Dr. Joe, or you're still not too confident?
I mean, I've been confident.
You barn ready, man. This is what we're made for.
Yeah.
There you go. Born ready.
At the end of the day, we're promoting local business. We're promoting good people. We're providing health info. Regardless of where the conversation goes, you are who you are, and you know your shit. And I'm going to read those studies tonight. And so we're done. We're good. We're done. And then Chris is going to read Esther Generation, and that's it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So his testosterone could go down a little. It's too high.
Yep.
All right. Like,
All right.
subscribe, comment, share, guys.
All right, gentlemen. Have a good evening.
Take
You
care.
too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.